something, Chris Hansen.
That's different, bro. Listen, if you got caught, let me give you those.
I don't want to get sit down and ask why I'm coming to get a hooker.
If you get caught trying to pick up a hooker, I can give you a pass. I get it. You might be super duper fucked up. You know, like you might be mismanaging your money. I don't know what the hell you doing, but if you get caught picking up a kid, fuck you, bro. Like,
yeah, definitely death.
I mean, yeah, no, Chris Hansen needs to get them, but you know
the sad part about that whole shit? They have a conversation with a grown ass man. When they get caught, they're like, "Well, what you doing here, man? I just came here to eat."
I was about to get into that.
I was hooked on that show. What the fuck was that show called? There was one dude that showed up and like, he's like, "Oh, I just wanted to talk to her because we developed a good relationship." This motherfucker had a rope in the car.
Yeah, that's
condoms,
sick.
Duct tape. I'm
that's
like,
crazy,
bro. What are you doing, bro?
Just say the conversation. And I think Boondock did it the best. They had this dude, Booty Warrior, on there, right? It was hilarious. So Chris Hansen came up to him. He was like, oh. So Chris Hansen was like, oh, he was like, well, you came here to have sex with an unaged kid, a kid. So he was like, no, Chris Hansen, I came to have sex with you.
I was hoping this one out of my favorite.
He's like, you didn't see no milk and cookies. I ain't came for me, I came for you. I'm the Booty Warrior. But the saddest thing is a real person. He out now, so be careful. I'm letting y'all know he's out. Yeah, Booty Warrior is definitely out. He had a documentary.
You'll get a letter if he moves close to you, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody named Booty Warrior, I'm gonna give you 5 feet.
Yeah, you can't hang out with Booty Warrior.
Booty Warrior might just drop something on SoundCloud.
I could definitely see somebody named Booty Warrior getting popular though.
No, there was some dude I saw on Twitter the other day named Lil Booty Call.
Yo, that's a pretty dope name.
Lil Booty Call? Yeah, I was like,
it's a dude?
Yeah, it's a dude, Lil Booty Call.
I want to get a female DJ, and I was thinking like when I get a female DJ, I want to name her like DJ Cut a Bitch or some shit like that. That's what I really think I'm gonna have my DJ female name though.
Nah, if I was a female DJ, my name would be Dolly Patron.
What's your new name now?
Dolly Patron.
You were talking about this hot director thing. I think we get into some of the stuff that you're doing. So good director. Nah, cause you made some dope shit. Like I just saw you made the new Bad Barbie video.
Bad Baby. Everybody says Bad Barbie.
I think it's the Dr. Phil girl.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like I listen to that kind of rap, even though that shit kind of the beat's not.
Nah, some of her songs are actually good though. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I can't lie.
Like the first 2 that I heard when she first came out, I was like, yo, the bitch. Yeah, High Bitch, and the other one, them shits wasn't bad. Like, it was like, you could tell that there was real niggas in the studio with her. It's just like, if one of us end up in the studio with this popular girl, like, it's our song.
I want to be a ghostwriter so bad.
Me too.
Anyways, you did, like, there was kind of a horror take to the video. And I think what's really cool about like when music videos do that in general is that they get to homage a bunch of movies. Mm-hmm. So did you do any of that in that video?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, Bad Baby, props to her because, people can say whatever they want about that girl, right? You could pitch a horror movie to a rapper, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say no.
Yeah,
she's got balls, dog. Like real talk. And I've met her and like the Dr. Phil shit and all that shit. Look, I don't like to address her about Dr. Phil shit because now I know her. I feel like she's more than a human being than just a meme. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 years old. I looked at her and said, okay, this girl is this badass 16-year-old girl. And I remember myself being 16 and being like, you can't tell me fucking shit. And that's where she's at in life, right? All right, cool. So when I'm listening to the song's called Bessie. It's a whole song about her best friend. I'm like, well, what would a badass girl have for a best friend? Fucking kill her, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I come up with this serial killer idea. And to answer your question, yeah, there's a lot of homages to movies. So like, and it's homages to older horror, which most of her demographic isn't even gonna remember. But for me, it mattered.
Yeah.
So like the old man tripping in the woods in the opening of the video, like he tripped over nothing. But that's how they always fucked up back in the day. Running from Jason Voorhees, the dude just tripped for no reason. Yeah. And he just trips. He gets blocked off, right? The round table where the head's rapping Kodak's verse, right? That was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre scene when the girl gets invited to dinner and she's like with all Leatherface and all that. And a lot of people don't know this. The dude who made the mask in the video is the actual guy that made the original Leatherface mask.
That's dope.
Yeah.
How'd you make that connect?
So my homegirl Shell, who's my special effects makeup artist in LA.
Shout out to Shell.
Yeah, Shell's the shit. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Shell because Shell is the father of Shell's child is Sick Jackin from Psycho Rock.
Okay.
Yeah. So she introduced me to Sick Jackin, which was fucking.
Yeah, that's bugged out.
Wow. I was like, oh shit, Sick Jackin's here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is cool. But yeah, so Shell had the mask made, and I wanted to do a clown because clowns always just creep me the fuck out. And clowns are usually creepy, and I wanted to do like an homage to It, because It, and not the new It, the original It, the original Stephen King joint. The end, the just
You want to do your fucking stuff, bro?
the gratuitous murder at the end where everybody just gets murked. You know, horror movies never have good endings, so it's like you have to just kill everybody. The one thing I refuse to do to break all the stereotypes is, if you notice in the video, the black guy never dies. Yeah, that's the one.
That's a new stereotype.
That's beautiful.
I like.
Every horror movie, a black guy dies first.
Yeah.
Wait. It's only one movie. A black guy didn't die first. Jeepers Creepers Part 2.
Jeepers Creepers
I
Part
haven't
2.
seen Jeepers Creepers Part 2.
Them motherfuckers was running fast. Them motherfuckers. I was like, this is real shit here, dog.
But we had a bunch of different scenarios for that. I mean, shout out to her management, Adam and Dan. We worked really hard on that. That was about a month and a half of planning to get that video to where it was. And we had
What
what
was the most challenging part with it that it took a month and a half?
It was just, well, when you're doing a music video, there's features involved, there's scheduling, scheduling her, she's super busy. Then finding where we want to shoot this was another tricky part. The house we shot in actually burnt down in one of the California wildfires, and people had actually died in that home.
What?
Yeah, so it just fit.
It set the theme. There was no special effects needed.
So,
These spirits are all up there.
So who was holding the camera?
Who
was holding the camera?
What, on the video?
Yeah.
My man, Jesus Christ, Gravord. He's an Armenian cinematographer that I have in LA.
No, you said people really died. I thought Spirit was holding the camera up.
Oh no, you threw me off when people really asked.
With videos like that, how much do you try to stick to a concept, or how much do you try to just get really dope shots and maybe fit those into the concept?
Now, when you're playing at that level of major labels, nothing is by accident.
No, of course.
Yeah. So no, I'm super planned out. So basically, I'll write a conceptual treatment. Looks like a lookbook. So there'll be photos of everything. I mean, I wish I could show it on this thing somehow, but I could show you treatment.
Well, you know what, man?
And everything is planned. Sorry, excuse me. Everything is planned out down to the movie. If you remember the promotion, like there was movie posters that came out. There was trailers. Like all that is in the marketing strategy.
All the scenes are planned out, like every
Everything.
single thing. Like
Every
it's gonna
single.
sweep like this from the right to the left and come down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and then there's happy accidents as well.
When did you realize that it was planning to make you successful? Because I want to know, when you first shot your first few videos, wasn't you just going to the location,
Absolutely.
winging it?
Absolutely.
But when was it, or what was it, or who was it that made you say, this shit is about planning?
Yeah.
This shit is about going out, knowing what we're gonna do, hitting it, boom, 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 get the shots and get out.
Well, it was really when I did tunnel vision for Kodak Black.
Okay.
So when I did tunnel vision for Kodak Black, and I realized, all right, I pitched my treatment, and shout out to Gil Green. Gil Green's actually who got me tunnel vision. So Gil Green's another major director out here. He wasn't available for tunnel vision. He asked, "Do you want to do it?" I said, "Yeah, cool." And I was like, "Hold on a second, I'm sorry. I apologize. My wife, I gotta take this one.
No problem there. Get that.
Babe, I'm in the middle of the interview.
Hey, no, you know what's crazy with that film stuff? Like,
Sorry about that, guys.
I took a class. So I took a couple film classes,
Uh-huh.
and they teach you to plan out your scenes that way in school. And then I try to work with anybody, learn games,
So
and nobody works that way.
Nobody works that way.
Yeah,
This is what I'm saying.
So basically, you gotta come into a video with a. It's almost like a war, right? Ain't nobody winning a war just bucking shots. You gotta have the strategy, right? You flanking from the left, you flanking from the right, and you also have to know, and this comes with experience, how to adapt when everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
Because you might walk in with this super duper plan and shoot on this beautiful beach in South Florida, and then all of a sudden it just starts raining. Fuck
Yeah.
You got a B plan. Fuck
That
you
is the challenge. I've been on a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Or like with California, like that day we shot Bad Baby, it poured. It never rained in Southern California. I've shot in Los Angeles 35 times. I've never seen it rain. I've been to LA
That's that
100 times.
Tony song. It never rains in Southern California.
Yeah, I've never seen it rain. And that day it poured, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm shooting in this cabin in the woods, in the mountain, and it's fucking pouring. This is crazy. Like we were literally picking Bad Baby up because we didn't want her sneakers dirty. Because the house, remember, burnt down, so it was like water going in the house.
Yeah.
So we'd have to pick her up. Like she's little. She's like 4.
Yeah.
My AD, my assistant director, would pick her up, and just like walk her to the chair so she didn't have to step in it so the sneakers would look clean and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you gotta, but yeah, I plan everything. We have a schedule. I'm like, all right, we're gonna come in at, say, that day we came in at like 7 in the morning. Right, we'll take an hour to set up camera and lighting. But before I even do that, I have a tech scout. So basically, my tech scout it's a technical scout, right? So we'll go to the location, and we're gonna just go over the order of events before the artist even shows up. And we're like, all right, we're gonna do this from this time to this time, this from this time to this time, and we break our day up, and we try to schedule within 12 hours.
Quick question. How long does the average music video supposed to take with you knowing a bunch of other directors or meeting people or having conversation? What's the length of an average music video?
Well, I can give you the length of an average as far as what, the final product or the shoot?
The final product. From the moment you say, all right, we're gonna shoot this video, right? And you guys all say, all right, cool, dap love, you sign whatever you sign, you make an agreement. From that moment, how long does it take until the video is done? You give it to them and you're done with that project.
That varies on the extent of the project. You know, like I did a video with Sting, and that shit took like 2.5 weeks of pre-production, 3 weeks of pre-production, 1 day to shoot, and then it took about 15 to 20 days of post-production. So, you know, you're going through the edits, the artists have to approve it, the management has to approve it, the label has to approve it, marketing has to approve it. Nothing is by accident, bro. Like, these labels are really approving everything, because especially in the internet era, like, you don't want your artist to become a meme.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be a joke, unless that's what he's going for. You know, you don't want any of that shit. So, like, nothing is really by accident. It's very, very detailed.
Right, and with things like marketing, there's probably a lot of companies in that where sneaker companies don't want those sneakers dirty either. You know,
Well, it's not even that. It's just, it's like, so, okay, cool. Like, my wardrobe stylist will come in and be like, all right, I'm going to give you these Nikes, but my artist might have a deal with Adidas. He can't wear Nikes.
Yeah.
So, what do you do now? Like, you can't do that. So, it's like, you know, all these things have to be thought of. It's like every little iota of a detail. When you get to a certain level where you're playing in the major leagues like that, like, it gets very, very detailed. Yeah, and it's very tough, and the schedules are hard. The average shoot day is like 12 hours, but you're trying to do about 20 hours worth of work in 12 hours. So, you know, 12 hours, at that point you start charging overtime, and the longest I've ever been on set was like 27 hours straight.
Jesus.
Just on set.
That's over a day.
27
No sleep?
No.
Wow.
Just pumping Red Bull down and making a move.
I was about to say.
do you have a fly director's chair already?
I don't have a personal one, nah, because they're provided for you on set. You know, it's funny, when I was a production assistant, because that's how I started as a PA, I learned from the ground up. I went to film school, and then I started being a production assistant, just picking up garbage for other directors. So I worked with like Alan Hughes from the Hughes Brothers, who did Menace to Society.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
I worked for Michael Bay. I worked for David Gordon Green, Gil Green, Sanjay Sinaka, like really,
Wow,
Mark
these are just,
Romanek.
like legendary names.
Yeah, Mark Romanek, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I picked up trash for all of them. But what I noticed was a lot of these PAs would just be like in the back fucking off in the van smoking weed and shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do that shit, because the first thing I learned when I got out of film school was like, everything I learned in film school don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
There's none of this shit goes this way.
This is what I also want to know. Do
That's
you
sad.
feel the person that wants to be a part of that industry, right? Do you have to go to school?
I've never ever been asked for a degree in my life. No one's ever questioned me like, yo, what's your film degree? I've never had that.
It's just word of mouth.
Just word of mouth and how dope you can make a product, especially now with the internet. Like, you could break ground in a heartbeat. You know, you could go from one video, change your life. You know, and
It's just whatever it takes to learn those skills. You can
But
learn those skills in school.
what's gonna help you propel is, and this is the best advice I give everybody's higher up, dude. Like, I noticed you with like Con and Key rips and gaffers and colorists and shit like that. These motherfuckers are important, bro.
No,
Because
sure,
I'm
there
not
are.
going out
There's
with like a
300
5D
positions.
anymore.
They better be important.
Yeah, I'm not going out with like a 5D anymore, and like just, or A7S or whatever the new hot shit is for the internet, and like just holding myself going back and editing. No, like, I can edit really well, but there's dudes that I could pay that are far superior to me as an editor, right? That are just gonna know, oh, I'm shooting a female. I know this female cannot look ugly on set, on camera. So he's gonna just be like, she don't look good in this shot. I don't give a fuck if you have the greatest shot ever fucking composed, most beautiful shot of all time. If she looks whack, throw that shit the fuck out. Don't matter how dope the shot is. Just throw that shit the
As
fuck
a
out.
director, would you rather get a shot on set or in editing?
Oh, you mean like what I effect wise?
Effect wise, yeah.
I'm privy to doing shit for real. I really enjoy just like doing, like I threw a dude through a wall in a video.
What?
And that shit was awesome. I could have just like
Yeah.
CGI'd the bricks of the wall and had the hole there so you could just jump through it and CGI'd the bricks back in and have them explode out. Fuck that, I'm throwing this dude through it. Like,
Is it better?
Why? Why would I?
do that?
Why would
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it better to use like more actual like?
It just depends.
Sequences
I think
versus
I think there's no rules. It depends on what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
You know, it's I like doing shit because, fuck, like, you know, I'm just a dude from 152nd Ave, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just happy to fucking be here and shit. So if you're gonna give me the money to blow up some shit, like, I'm gonna blow up some shit because ain't nobody else gonna let me just blow up some shit. So I'm just, oh, you gonna feed me, pay me, and let me blow up this car? Cool, I'm blowing up the fucking car. Like, why would I not do that?
Yeah.
You know, that shit's awesome.
Right, it's like living the dream.
But then there's other directors I know that, and all, yeah, and it's I'm 40, so I came up in an era without CGI also, and like action flicks and, you know, sci-fi movies, they had to really do that shit, and it was really creative ways of executing that. Now, is that to shit on post-production? Hell no, because post-production can still enhance what you do on set.
Yeah.
Of course.
And sometimes you're in a situation where you don't have the time to blow up a car or blow up a building or do a massive shootout, because every time you think it's easy when you watch a lot of people don't understand, like they're watching the shootout and you have this angle going bam bam bam, they're facing at each other, shooting at each other, right? Guy gets hit, next guy gets hit, next guy gets hit there, and the camera switched angle 5 times.
Yeah.
Every time they switch an angle, if you only have one camera, you got to reset that whole set. So you got to clean all that fake blood up, all that shit up, reset the whole shit back. And that could take an hour and a half, 2 hours, easy.
Yeah.
Every time you reset for the second
I've
angle.
been in-
That's why you see movies with like 16 cameras running around, because they don't want to
Because
reset.
it's a lot quicker.
Yeah, but it's also way more expensive to do it like that. So I know directors who be like, yo, fuck that. I'm not going to like shoot this guy for real. Just point at it, go bang, bang, and I'll insert it in post.
Yeah, yeah.
And computers now are so good, and editors are so good.
I
they
gotta
do
be
some shit,
honest. I've
you know?
I've done a lot of acting work, and one of the things I hate the most is waiting for them to get that reset that scene. When you have to go do that scene, film that scene like 5 times, it feels like you're spending half a day on this one damn shot. But in the director's mind, for some reason, that's like the crucial shot. But you're sitting there.
I mean, as a director, you know what I want? You know what I can tell you to that? You couldn't. McDonald's is hiring, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
And the Whoppers is
Like, real
like,
talk,
hey,
we
here you
paying
go.
you $500 to sit here on your ass while I reset
Yeah, no,
this set.
but
Straight up though,
but I know it takes a lot, man.
I know I've done like some acting stuff, and just being cool and being nice to everybody on set and letting them do their thing, they'll hit you up to do more stuff
Yeah.
just because they fuck with you and
Yeah.
you're easy to work with.
For sure.
I mean, look. At the end of the day, it's like there's people who just love the craft, and there's people who just are in it for a check. I've never really cared that much about money. Like, obviously, money is a necessary tool to have a decent lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I've never really been like, oh, I'm gonna get this check, so I'm gonna do this video for this check.
You've never made your art about the money.
No, because for what? Like, if the art's good enough, the money will just follow. Right?
That's real.
You know, like,
You're right.
I chase the art, not the
Yeah,
bread.
absolutely
Like,
right.
if it's good enough,
Do
like,
what you love.
and consistency is gonna make you better at what you do regardless. So that's the name of the game. Is consistent. Be consistent.
I want to go back, man. I know you mentioned in your conversation here a couple minutes ago that you were just a kid that came from 152nd Ave.
Mhm.
Let's go. I know we took you into your directing career already here, asking you a bunch of questions. I want to take it back to the beginning, man, because I know, and I've known you. When I saw you, I saw you just so we know how we got to this point. I saw you recently over at one of the premiere screenings for Coming Home Columbia, which DJ EFN, shout out to him, directed that one. And I happened to see you there, and I hadn't seen you in forever.
Yeah.
And at this point, I didn't even know that you were responsible for some of the videos that I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard people talk about. And here you were just hanging out, low key there, sitting in the corner. I said, man, I know that face. But again, I know that everyone sees you now as Garcia, the director. But again, like I said, I've known you before this life. And before this life, you were, to me, Gambit, the rapper. If you guys don't know this man here did not just start his humble beginnings through directing. This man was entrenched in the game already.
Don't say before this life like he died and came back, man.
No, before this life of directing, man, we all live many different lives.
Yeah, but that's like saying.
We're being
that
metaphorical.
Like
You're being Mr. Goodnight.
No, I'm just saying you said he died and came back.
But point is that he was Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I just want to go back to the beginning, man, because people think that you just started. From what it sounds like, the way we're talking to you is like you've always been this director, and everyone just came to know you.
Hell no, man.
Like take it back for us for a minute.
All
Where
right.
you from? First.
All right, so check it out. So it all starts 152nd Avenue, Sunset Drive,
Here in Miami.
Kendall. Yeah, and I was 12 years old when I first heard Public Enemy: Fear of the Black Planet.
Nice.
All right, that's my favorite hip hop album of all time. Right, it's not my favorite hip hop album of all time. Let me correct that. It was just like the album that changed my life.
Yeah.
You know that I was.
I think we all have a hip hop
So
album.
that's the album
that
that made you fall in love with hip hop.
Yeah. Like I mean, obviously I knew about hip hop. You know, but when I heard Fear of the Black Planet and the way Chuck D, the second I heard Chuck D said, "I got so much trouble on my mind, refuse to lose," I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And like my life just changed. You know, like a sentence, I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's all it takes.
Yeah, and here's how it all coincides, right?
Okay.
So I started rhyming. I remember my first rhyme in my bedroom. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I was in this middle class, kind of like a middle class neighborhood, right? I'm not even gonna try to front like I was from the hood and shit like that.
Right.
But what changed everything was when I was 14, Hurricane Andrew hit. So when Hurricane Andrew hit, it's a Category 5 storm. It destroys Homestead, it destroys Cutler Ridge, and it, you know, it destroys everything south of 152nd Street, right? All that is the ghetto, right?
Right.
So all those apartments on 152nd Ave, and if you guys are familiar with Kendall like that, I don't know if you guys
No,
we all are. Most of our listeners
I was in the
are.
same neighborhood.
You know where
with
we
you.
at?
So,
Right in the
so
studio.
like Kendall Towers, you know what Kendall Towers is, right? Back
Shout
then,
out
that was,
Kendall Towers.
that was Bradley Park back in the day.
I do remember.
All right,
this.
and like Roseland, I don't even know what's still called. Oh, Rosewood.
Roseland.
right? Roseland.
Yeah, that's my neighborhood.
And the courts
That's my
and all these apartments, right? We had to do something for all these people that were from the hood. So we had to do something for all these people that were from the hood. So all those apartments became Section 8. So now my neighborhood turned into Section 8 housing, right? So all the gangs moved there, right? And that's where the big gang explosion in the 90s happened. And really what caused, in my opinion, the gang explosion was the displacement from Hurricane Andrew south, brought all these gangs up. And when they came up, IMP forms, syndicates formed, 152nd forms, 154th formed, and this gang explosion. Kendall was the most crime-ridden neighborhood in Miami in that time. A lot of people don't know that. There was more crime in Kendall than anywhere in the city.
Yeah, some of those gangs, I'm a lot younger than you, and some of those gangs carried over to when I was a kid.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, IMP's on the FBI website. Like that shit is no joke. Like,
Oh, yes, they are.
yeah, like that's a descendant of the folk nation.
But yeah.
and Latin Kings came and everything just flooded Miami, right? So now there's this huge gang problem. Now I'm looking like Nas out my project window, and I have something to write about.
Yeah.
I can express myself now, so I'm gonna start talking. You know, because I'm seeing this. My cousin was killed in a drive-by shooting. I didn't want to join the gang because it scared the shit out of me. I was 14, he was 16.
In the same neighborhood?
No, he was a disciple from the 71st Street, from 71st Street up in North Miami Beach.
Oh, wow, that's
So,
different life.
yeah, and he was trying to move to New York to get out the gang.
Wow.
And God rest his soul, on the way to the airport, he got shot in a drive-by shooting and murdered, right? And I was considering joining a gang at that time, right? Because everybody else was joining the gang, right? When he got murdered, I was like, I don't need to join this fucking gang. Fuck this shit. Like, I don't want no smoke with this, right? But I have this knack with a pen, so I'm starting to write. Now, what happened was I wasn't that good of a rapper, and hip hop was very misunderstood. So Miami was really in that bass booty era. So it was like Splack Pack, Two Life Crew, fucking 69 Boys, Poison Clan. That was what really controlling the sound of Miami, right? So I have all this going on, but I'm in love with hip hop because I'm just trying to find it. The only way I could find it, because college radio wasn't playing it yet.
Yeah.
Underground, we had the Rhythm Rocker. That was all we had, which was WDNA, the Rhythm Rocker, which is an underground radio station.
Yeah.
The only way I could find out what the fashion looked like and the way it looked was Yo MTV Raps. And Yo MTV Raps would come on every Saturday morning. It was a 1-hour show.
Yep.
And it was Fab Five Freddy or Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. Not Dr. Dre, the producer. It was another host named Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre and the end of the
And
show.
they would just play hip hop videos. And I really got an insight on what rappers were like and music, because it wasn't like now where you guys could just click a button and be like, oh shit, let me hear this new Little Skies record, let me pop. Nah, I had to go find that shit for real. And then I would go and I got my first, one of my first jobs was at a Specs, which is a cassette store.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I would just
Say
blow my
something
money
now,
on
say.
tapes, right?
Say something now.
He worked at a music store.
I
too.
stole
See,
many
that's why we get
Diplomats
along.
cassettes
Yeah.
from the Specs
I was
record.
Sam Goody and Spec.
So, but what happened was I still was not a good rapper. You know, I really,
So,
admittedly, was
Who
not a
were
good
you
rapper.
listening to around then?
Shit, 92. I mean, I'll take you back. I went to Enter the 36 Chambers tour, the Wu-Tang tour. Like I was at that tour. KRS-One really had me. Tribe Called Quest really had me. The Far Side really had me. Boogie Monsters really had me.
Damn.
Shit, I'm like I'm a hip hop encyclopedia, bro.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm
know
like that
you're
way
all in
too.
it, right?
Yeah.
So Boogie Monsters really had me. The Chronic had just dropped. And Nas-O-Matic had just dropped. And this is like right before. And NWA I was already obsessed with. So when the Chronic dropped, I remember being on my 9th grade school bus, going to G. Holmes Braddock Senior High, popping in the Chronic on my Walkman. I always had a Walkman on me.
Yep.
And I popped in the Chronic for the first time. And the first time I heard that intro, I was like, holy shit. Dr. Dre just flipped it, and the world changed. And people think it started with the Chronic. It didn't. It actually started on the
Doggy
Deep Cover
Style.
soundtrack. No.
Deep
Doggy
Cover
Style's
too?
after. Deep Cover soundtrack.
187.
Yeah,
Yeah.
187.
And
Bro, that
you-
record, and you know Dr. Dre hates that record, right? To
Which
this day.
one?
The 187. He hates
Really?
it. Yeah, he hates it. But that was the first time I ever heard Snoop Dogg. I was in home ec class. I was trying to learn how to cook and shit. You know, but
Shout out Miss D, R.I.P.
yeah,
man.
so I was in a wood shop, whatever, and then I had my homeboys that were like Street Masters breaking crew. They were just starting. They were all like little kids. So I would just go hang out there and try to learn how to break. Then I had my homeboy Troll, who was like leader of Street Masters and shit. We would go out and do graffiti because I was trying to get all the 5 elements, and then I was going and taking the bus to Wynwood and meeting with the Zulu Nation. I was like obsessed with hip hop. Anything that had to do with hip hop, I would just eat that shit for breakfast, right? But no, I got no respect in my school for being a rapper.
But you said though a second, and I was gonna get you right there. You said you were saying that you weren't a good rapper.
I wasn't.
But he
How
was
would you have said
passionate.
that, though?
But I was.
He
You
was the
passionate?
only
Oh, so-
one that was passionate.
And we talked with EFN about this, but I realized that there's a lot of people that do things in the element of hip hop in other trades, and you feel like that is transferred over to your film career.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting to, right? So
Right.
I'm still learning all this music video shit, right? What changed my music shit for me was nobody was giving me respect. Everybody's doing these little recorded cassettes and shit, and like, you know, oh, check out my Maxwell 90 tape.
Yeah.
you know,
Right, like the little mixtape joints
shit,
that
right?
you recorded.
So
in
now,
your
what I
house.
didn't do in 10th grade, I didn't eat for a year, no lunch. And I would just save my $3 for lunch every day. And at the end of the year, I went to a professional studio, recorded my first single, had this shit pressed up, manufactured, album cover, shrink wrap, the whole shit, and I flipped that.
And you
Yeah.
press that by
Wait,
yourself.
by
No
myself.
label, no
You
nothing.
I didn't eat
You
lunch for a year.
saved your lunch money.
Yeah, I
That's
saved my lunch
dedication.
money, yeah.
That's
That's
dedication.
dedication.
Yeah, I didn't
Like
eat for a
dedication.
year.
For real.
Cause back then, man, I gotta get that lunch, man.
Yeah.
You see what
I
you
gotta eat
doing?
that. See where I'm at. See, that's why you do what you do. I do what I do. I gotta get that lunch, man.
Yeah.
I gotta eat, man. I don't know if I'm gonna eat home, man.
So what happened was when I met E, right, was right after I graduated,
EFN.
EFN from Crazy Hood, right? So and I had already got EFN volume, shit, you don't kill me. I think it's volume 7, if it's not volume 9. But it was a cover with the hand that comes out the ground. That was the first time I ever heard Big Pun. It was You Ain't a Killer. And I
Right.
was like, yo, this fucking tape. And I had never heard of E either or Crazy Hood. I lied. Paul will tell you this story. So let me tell you, you wanna know how I meet Crazy Hood Productions?
Sure.
All right, my man Lewis and Mike. I used to roll with these dudes to all the booty clubs, right? Not normal, but you know the bass clubs and shit where the girls booty.
Right.
Clubs. We didn't have them called twerk
The
clubs.
pack jams
So,
of the
Pop that
game.
pussy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
Juicy
that.
pussy.
yeah, so we were
Nah,
gonna like
nah,
Lose
nah.
Fifth Street. We were gonna lose Fifth
Drop
Street and
it
all that
down,
shit.
fit it up.
My man Lou lived down the block from Paul, from With Us.
Okay.
And they had just thrown their first CHP block party, right? So we go out to Zippers. I'm gonna take you right back to DJ
That
Last
is pretty
Zippers.
dope, dude.
They had a fucking like booty shaking contest and shit. And we out there, we were fucked up. I mean, when was it on? Like every drug under the sun, bro. Like real talk, no lie, no capping at all.
Back in the
No,
days,
we
the
was-
drugs was good.
Yeah, it was like we were just. I was 18 years old, and so no, I was 17, and I had just pressed that cassette single. That's where I was going with, right? So my man Lou's like really like, boom, yo, man, check this out. What? My man Paul's got this new record label. It's called Crazy Hood Productions. And I'm like, oh, word, I want to get down with that shit. He was like, yeah, so record label's gonna blow, and they were like, really like local, right? But
Right.
But you're 16 years old, you don't know what the fuck the difference
Yeah,
is.
you think they're stars. If you think that people dropping names, I remember that back in the
They
day.
were older than me, you know, so they went to Sunset. I went to Braddock. I didn't know them. So he was like, we're fucked up, bastard. And he goes, yo, let's go to his house right now. Dude, it's 7 in the morning on a Sunday, dude. Right? So we roll up to Paul's crib. I don't know him. knock on his fucking door. This dude Paul comes out in his tighty whities and shit, and white beater. You know, he's 18. He's hungover from whatever he was doing.
That would have scared me, man.
Paul's a big guy. I don't know if you've seen Paul.
I know Paul is.
Paul.
And he came out in a tighty white. That would have scared
He
me.
was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Hi." My name is.
You in your drawers, but I want
By the way, my name was Severe.
Severe at that time.
Yeah, Severe at that time. I was like,
Okay,
"Hi, my
I
rap
got
name
you
is
together,
Severe."
baby.
And I want to just give you my demo, and I'm like shaking. I had a bio picture like printed and shit.
That's
you know,
dope, though.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to give it to
Yo,
you.
my
Blah blah
man.
blah blah blah. He was like, "All right, cool. Listen, man, it's 7 in the morning. Get the fuck out of my house." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I leave the dude's house. I don't see him again for a year. So I get a job at Kinko's. The only reason I'm getting a job at Kinko's was because I couldn't afford to keep pressing these covers. So I would get a job at Kinko's and just press my own covers. I worked the graveyard shit and using their paper at night. You know, and I would just press in my runs and shit. Right?
Real.
And then I would go get their shrink wrapping from Kinko's and shrink wrap my shit. And then that's how I was making my shit. Well, long story short, my man James had just came home from the military and he was a manager at the time for the graveyard shift. So me and James got cool. He was like, "Yo, you know this dude named EFN?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, he's got a crew called Crazy Productions." I'm like, "Oh man, I played myself like a year ago with those dudes. Like they ain't fucking with me."
Right.
And he was like, "Nah, I think you get along with E. E's cool." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I get along with E. He goes, "Yeah, they have their meetings here every Wednesday night in the Kinko's conference room." And James would let them in. But I didn't work Wednesdays, so I never saw them.
Right.
So he was like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna set it up." So he goes, "Yo, E says to be here at 1 in the morning next Wednesday." So I'm like, "All right, cool," or 12 o'clock, whatever time it was.
Right.
I show up, they're all there. Bro, it looked like that. Like, it looked like a scene out The Godfather, the commission. Like, all 8 of them motherfuckers are sitting around the table.
Sitting at the head table.
All big ass dudes. I'm like 18 and scrolling at these dudes. You know, they're like 21. They got some size on them already. They're big guys. You know, and E at that point was putting out vinyl. You know, he sits down. He was like, "Listen, man, I don't really like." I never forget what he said to me. He goes, "Look, man, a lot of people don't fuck with your music." I told you I wasn't that good yet.
Right.
I don't personally like your music. Kept it 100, right? But your fucking work ethic is insane. And I feel like if I work with you, we can develop you. So if you want to get down, you got to pay your dues, but we'll get you down. And I was like, cool. And I've been with him ever since.
Yo, let me tell you, when we
100%. Like, that's exactly the
dope.
conversation. It was a handshake. Boom. Been my manager ever since.
Let me tell you, man. We had EFN here a couple episodes ago, man, and that was one of the things I spoke about with him. And he said his father was like a military man, so he had like a military background. And he was obsessed
He's
with the
like,
military.
he's no joke. Yeah.
Yeah, and I could just picture you talking that moment and just seeing EFN sit there.
No, it was like talking to Jesus and shit.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then fucking Paul, who just walked in, he's fucking.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Paul's like, I'm talking about when I first met E at the
What's up,
I'm talking about
Paul?
when I first met E at the Kinko's.
Dream big hip hop in the house, man.
So this nigga Paul, he's like, yo, that's that motherfucker that came to my house like a year ago, woke me up at 7 in the morning and shit. I don't know,
We're
man.
hearing about your
I
tiny
don't know.
whiteys at 7 in the
Yeah,
morning.
he came out big as fuck.
I said, "Who the fuck is at my door?"
Hey, grab him a chair there if you can.
Yeah,
Sherman, and you can help yourself to the beer.
So yeah,
and
so,
the bottle, you're
so
good.
what ended up happening after that was we just got cool. Paul had his crew with Heckler and Drain. It was called the On E,
Yes.
and I would just kind of be their hype man and open it up, and then they would let me rock a verse here and there, you know. And we just got really fucking like you had it like back then with Crazy Hood. Like I feel like, man, there's no disrespect. Like there's a lot of new dudes that claim the crew, but like
Right.
I think Boris, who came after me, is probably the last dude that really had to go through the protocol.
Yeah, definitely.
That really had to. I mean, the shit you had to
When
do.
you say
to,
protocol, what did you have to go
oh,
through?
bro, I had to carry E's records like.
You were the crate guy? We were talking
Nah,
about
he was the crate. Let me speak.
I was
Hey,
like-
what's up, y'all? This is Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
everybody here. I love y'all by now.
Yeah, man. You know you're family here.
Yeah, this dude got no mask on, by the way. Can we talk about this for a second? Emote no
Careful,
emotions, bro.
Just be careful talking with the camera. No
go ahead.
emotion.
Garcia had
completely
to
naked.
go outside when we had meetings.
No, you know how I got that respect. Let me tell you how I got that respect.
Yeah,
I know the
no,
exact
no, no.
story.
There you
Cream.
go.
It was
Tell
Club
him.
Cream. It was Club Cream.
He's jogging his memory.
So I'm riding like he had a Pathfinder, right? He had still the Pathfinder at the time, right? So when we rolled out to the nightclubs, and back then they had like Wednesday nights on the beach was popping, right?
Right.
On 6th in Washington there was a club called Cream.
Oh, man, I remember.
So they had a
Cream.
massive hip hop party. Shout out to 210 Jack. I think that's who threw it.
Yeah, nah.
That was less.
shout
It
out
was
to
that.
Two
Nah,
Jack.
that was AD and them dudes.
You're right, AD
Dominican,
did it, yeah, Dominican.
and Cuban
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
So we going out, but like he had the Pathfinder and shit. I would have to ride in the back trunk of the Pathfinder, no seat. Like it was just like whatever you could do.
Yeah. And don't let the records fall over, G.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna like crate it up and shit.
you was like,
But that
speed
night
bump.
we was going out to Wild Out. We
Sure.
were just gonna go party and shit. So everybody's drunk. Remember this fight?
Hey, we gonna pull up to the gas station, run outside, get some ice real quick, G.
I was like the bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you had to prove
Yeah,
yourself.
but it was not like I had to get jumped in. It was just a different level of
Right,
You know,
I know Crazy Hood would never do such a thing,
Oh,
but
you'd
I'm
be
sure.
surprised.
Well, their name was Crazy Hood, so they had to have
Well, I'm gonna tell you
some
what
type
happened.
of initiation.
So we're at Club Cream, we partying, and I see this dude walk up to E, and I'm just like watching from the side. It must have been the distance of y'all two, and I'm just over here on the side. These guys are out there, you know, we're all young. They hollering at girls and doing what we're supposed to be doing at 20 years old and shit. And this dude just keeps staring at E, and I'm just looking at homie, and E like kind of like caught the vibe. I don't know. They had a couple words exchanged, and E took off his like he had an overshirt like I'm wearing now.
Right.
And he was just kind of holding it, but like just holding the shirt. It was hot as fuck in the club. And the dude just was like, "Yo, I like your shirt." He went to grab it from E, but I know this dude wasn't around us. Like we didn't know. So, but he didn't know I was with E. So I just basically came across this dude's fucking face, like, boom, caught him like, and then we all just like, you can't fight one of us
Yeah,
around the
mollywop.
club. It's just.
We don't jump people. It's not our style. We usually outnumber 10 to 55.
But he had a crew.
Right.
He had a crew. Though.
But it was Heckler's birthday.
That's what it was,
I
right?
heard
And we,
about
and we went out to Heckler for Heckler's birthday.
That's
and
what
then
it was.
This dude happened to be in the mix, and it was like, it wasn't even a lot of us, man. It was like 12 of us.
Yeah.
But we were scattered because everybody was doing their own shit. But we saw Garcia.
Yeah.
And you know, at that point, he's the little brother. He's brand new. So when he swung,
I was like 3 weeks in.
when he swung, we had to go hold our own.
Yeah, but the dude had like 4 or 5 heads with him, and we just kind of tried to throw down, right?
Right.
And that night when we came out, like we all like the cops kind of fucked with us a little bit.
Oh no, we got thrown out immediately, too fast.
It
Yeah.
was good, but it escalated outside.
It's Miami style.
Cops roped
Yeah.
us up a little bit, whatever. We all go home, and that day he turned around and was like, "Yo, I fuck with you, bro. You ain't no fucking punk. You official."
And I was like, I told you.
I felt like.
And I didn't say that.
No, you did not say that. Man, I felt when he told me you official, you officially down. I felt like Stanley Tukey Williams just inducted me into the Crips or some shit. Like it was just different.
You felt like you were Crazy.
I felt like I made
that
it, boy.
movie.
You couldn't tell me shit.
Now that you family, go get the ice and come back with the beer.
Did
So-
you still have to get the ice?
Fuck yeah, until somebody else under me came through, that was the move.
Hey, I'm not trying to interject in his interview,
Yeah.
Yes, you
but
are.
there's times that we
By all means, fill it in.
Conversation.
we-
It's a conversation.
right. We
Sit on the
prove,
couch.
just like y'all do. We prove each other by just jokes and clowning, and,
Sure.
and it is what it is, and it's fun. But there's times where he got fucking pissed. He like, I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm out here. Fuck this shit.
Yo,
I'm
that's the
out.
little feet
And when
shit.
he says, I'm out, we laugh
You know
at him for
what's
another
funny?
hour.
You know what's
Back
funny
here and
about
sit
that? What's funny you say about that, Paul, because when I'm hearing this story, I said, man, this sounds like a guy that's just sitting right next to me. Very similar, because I know you're a quiet type. I've known you for many years.
Who, me?
You're a man of very few words.
Unless you know me.
Yeah, from what I've known you over the years, you've been a man of few words until your name is called, and you.
Well, unless it's with us though. With us, it's a free for all. Who's talking? You
Yeah,
just
it's
like-
fam. We lose it.
Yeah,
But I
don't know.
feel like
I got a question for you. They were talking about the conference table at Kinko's, how y'all would have meetings there.
That shit was the commission, nigga.
And
talking about cuz.
what's the wildest idea y'all actually considered there?
Paul's
that could
name.
not have been done?
The name for the album.
Oh, I already know what y'all gonna say. I already know what y'all gonna say.
The album name for the all.
You know what? Did you say that? Did you speak on that? Because my ear was ringing about 5 minutes ago.
Nah.
We was high. We was drunk, but we was kids. We was being creative, and I had a crazy idea. I said, you know what? And I said something to the terms of
This is
chick,
the album name called
A brand
Who's
new-
Crazy,
a
right?
brand
This is
new-
where you wanted the album cover
like
to be.
a chicklin. You feel me?
Right.
Like it's
A featherless chicken come hatching out of an egg.
Yeah, some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
And
Well, actually, that
and
conference
it's
room.
25 years, and they still clown me every day for that, shit.
I mean, he YouTubed us some chicken the other day.
But I did.
I wasn't even acknowledging this shit.
Somebody sent me a video of China. I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Oh, man, here we go.
I don't want to send it to y'all, but
Anyway,
it's a video.
Here we
It's
go.
a video in China that's like 3 days ago,
Okay.
where they hatched a chicken with no shell. So I'm crying in my room. In my
He was
house.
like, I knew I was
And
right.
I said,
I knew I was right.
I said,
Fucking guy.
I'm the man.
Yeah.
And I forwarded that shit to them.
Well,
That's what I was
Not
about to
one
say,
of them
Paul
asked me
got
back.
hyped all over
Here
again.
you go.
here you go. Right here, the conference room tables, Eddie Giggs. gave me my name Gambit at that conference table.
Is that what I was about? I was gonna ask you
In the
something.
rebrand of like, yo, motherfuckers don't like Severe, they don't like who Severe was in the music, and this and that. We kind of rebrand you, kind of think of a different name. We couldn't figure it out, and Eddie, it was a lot of names that I got thrown out. And Eddie was like, yo, we should just call you Gambit because you like comic books and you be pulling motherfuckers' cards all the time. And I was like, okay, cool, go with Gambit. And then that's how it was.
So you love Gambit? Gambit's your favorite superhero?
No.
No,
I just listened to the short guy in the room and shit.
But
Like,
no, you said
You know what?
you said
At
you
that
went to
age-
comic books, so
no, I am
just
in the
kinda-
comic, but Gambit was nowhere near my
Yeah,
brother.
at that age, we don't know what the fuck we're doing, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. It's going where the moment is there, the spontaneity is there, and we just fucking riding. So when it was like Gambit, you pull motherfucker's card. Yeah. Let's go with it.
I think it was a thing.
Punching
I think
people
exactly.
3 weeks into crazy.
I think it was a combination of we just ran out of ideas and shit.
And it was, you know, but it worked.
For what it was.
It
at the
worked,
time.
and then
Right.
the marketing shit was dope.
I gotta be honest. That's when I came to know who you were as a rapper at the time.
Yeah, and then
Gambit.
E just basically said, look, we'll just make the symbol.
Yeah, and you know what? And I lived in Kendall for a while, and when growing up in the neighborhood, we all talk about who was the doper rapper in the block, because that's anywhere. When you're local to your neighborhood, you always talk about who's the hottest rapper in your neighborhood, and your name always came up a few times, man. And that's why I kind of.
By the way, I wasn't anywhere near the dopest rapper on the block. I'll tell you that to this day. But I was the hardest working motherfucker.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what
Yo,
you say.
but yo, I'll definitely tell you this. When I was coming up, right, as an artist in South Florida, I knew who you were because me and you know Dash's Clay.
Of course, yeah, that's my man. Big man to you.
You know me and him we grew up together.
that's
Like
cool.
we used to tow each other on our bikes.
Talking about.
We grew up in Weston. Me and Dash's Clay.
Look, you got money.
No, my mom's work. My mom.
You paid all the tolls on the highway.
Nah, my mom's refused to live around black people. So she was working like 2-3 jobs to stay in the lowest point. We was in Bonaventure, which is like the fucking I was in like the fucking low level of Weston.
Still had like a 3-car garage.
No, I didn't. I had a fucking apartment. I was not in the best Weston. So I grew up there, just rap, because my cousin is also Madball from Poison Clan.
Oh, word. Wow.
So I fucking was always in that world. Like JT Money used to come through my grandma crib. So I was always had my ear to the ground with music, and I was kind of like, we all like looked up to Crazy Hood, and like the few times that we would be in the same area, it was always kind of like, yo, we gotta shine, because we was like the early version of like the fucking, we wasn't acting gangster at all.
Yeah.
Like I was rapping video game shit, but we was serious about our shit. And there was times when I was younger that you don't remember, but I remember that we was all in the same place, and I'm just mad younger than y'all, fucking being some like, I used to wear like surfer shorts, and I just
You
looked
used to fuck with sarcasm. Man.
sarcasm. What I lived in.
I
I lived in the same. My first few records I recorded was with sarcasm. Like I'm close with his family. Yeah, he had to shop at the swap shop, but that's like that was my other family.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, real good.
A
Like
couple singles with him.
I have like as NoEmotion, because I was like mad different artists before I created NoEmotion. So, but I'm telling you, when I first started, like being like leaving, like you remember White Chocolate and Big Bass from Miami Pipeline? You ever heard of them?
Yeah. Big bass and little bass, yeah.
They
Big
raised.
bass is my guy.
Yeah, but you know he passed away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so rest in peace, Big Bass. But they raised me as an artist. Like White Chocolate and Big Bass, they used to book me for mad shows when I was mad young. And I even ran into you through them.
Yeah.
But there was just times that throughout my life, like I told them, I'm excited to meet you. And I'm just letting that known on air
thank you.
because I used to look up to you
Thank you.
fucking back in 2000, like 2098, you Crazy Hood, like 98,
Oh,
2000.
like 2098.
2098.
No, 2000, like in that era when I
yeah.
started, when we started buying equipment.
Oh, word. Okay.
When niggas started using our money to get equipment, putting CDs out in high school.
Machines, right?
Yeah, the little beat. Well, we all put our money together and got the Akaya, and then we ended up getting a fucking Mac laptop, shit like that. But y'all motherfuckers was like the people that it was kind of like we was looking up to.
Inspiration.
You guys was, and then when I became NoEmotion and started filming, I was like, damn, this nigga Garcia's making videos now.
Well, the crazy shit I was going to, so I'm making the music, right? And by the way, thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, man.
But,
Which, hold up, before you get into that, I mean, I know NoEmotion just went on here right now, and being what I know, man, what does that make you feel like, man? Just knowing.
I mean,
that
it's
out here
a
doing
humbling
this.
feeling.
Yeah.
And the crazy is, I used to see him at all the shows, and
That's
I'll be like, yo,
amazing.
I don't know who. That's why I was freaking
Yeah.
out when I met you without the mask.
Yeah.
I met you with the mask. Every time I meet him, he had the mask on. So when I saw him with no mask, it was like, holy shit! Like I finally get to talk to him. But I used to see him at the shows, and you were kind of misunderstood.
Yeah, I'm still, I don't rap, though. I learned that I create art. Like, my music is
I'm a
art.
performance
But
artist.
that's
Yeah,
what-
I'm a performance
that's what I would
artist.
tell people, I'll be like, yo, I see him at the hip hop shows doing his shit, and people didn't get it. I'm like, yo, he's a performance artist. He's not necessarily a rapper. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Like, you misunderstanding who this dude is. But nah, it's a hella compliment, man. 'Cause we worked hard, and like I said, we never really done nothing for money. Money came and went. It's gonna come and go. But we
Speaking
did it.
of
We
those
did it.
money,
We did it for people like you. You know, we wanted to be an example because at that time before us, everybody felt like you had to be from New York to be a rapper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I would have dudes I went to like first off in Crazy Hood. If I'm not mistaken, I'm the only dude born in Miami.
And Charlie.
And Charlie, yeah, me and Charlie.
Everyone's from California.
Nah, I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, and I'm from New York.
We always repped Miami, and we almost got shitted on for that.
And Hector's
Because
from
everybody
Chicago.
was like, yo, Brooklyn, son. I'm like, motherfucker, you went to third grade with me. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
He probably never
Yeah.
even been there. Yeah, it's like, stop.
But that's not to shit on New York, right? But
No, I
it
love
just
New
saw-
York.
it was.
But
it
just
was-
have pride in where you at.
It was. We can't see the same people over. Like people know I'm from New Jersey, but I don't have to scream it out. But I read Miami forever and a day, and we at that moment we would know where the vibe was, and we would see that it wasn't pure. It was like, damn, you too shot out, and you not who you are. But we not gonna call on you because that's the negativity. We not going with that. We just gonna stick with hip hop. So as much as we heard all that, you know, New York or even West Coast and Chicago, we was just Miami. We all in Miami. We all. I pay my bills in Miami.
You're like a rare few. I'm gonna tell you that, Paul, because like people from like Jersey and from New York came down in the early mid '90s,
Right.
and came down here screaming that they were from New York. It was
Yeah,
like they were on,
yeah.
like they got
we
to the
fought
airport,
on it.
drove down to their neighborhood where they were moving to. On the way over, like, hey, how fast do you go? Cause we go 45 in Jersey.
Right,
but-
right. No, but I got that too in me. The but it's more like, you know, that's
Were you
it's
the
not
pizza
hip hop.
complainer?
Nah, I love pizza.
No, but I'm saying, but you were the one to go. This isn't New York slices down here.
Nah,
Don't lie.
Nah, I am a different breed because to me, it's just hip hop.
Yeah.
To me, it's just
Right.
hip hop.
It is hip hop.
But I do say some things in that. That's not Jersey. Jersey's what we do, Jersey. And it's funny. My wife clowns me, and my dogs clown me. But to me, it's just like
We all clown each other, though.
it is what it is. You
course,
know?
yeah.
I think what happens when you're from New York and you come down here, right? You become a different, like you said, different breed. But I used to say that I was a Southern Yankee. And that used to make me feel like I found what I was, because all my family's from New York, but then I also had cousins that was in Miami, and then I'm chilling with niggas with gold teeth and shit, but then I'm chilling with niggas with Timbs and shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true because when in Jersey and you got the Timbs just like everywhere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got the different styles. So some people had the Doc Martens, British Knights, and that's old school shit. You know, but then I come down here, the slang is different, you know. So everybody on the what's up, son, what's up, kid, what's up, you know, done, and then but then you pass 305 and it's like, what up, my nigga, though.
Yeah.
You know, and it's different. So
What they do?
I was able to just be different and be a chameleon. I can hang in everybody's crew. Each one of y'all hang right now, but I know each one of y'all got your own set
Right,
of people.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
So I was known as a cat. You know, they would call me a cat because I could hang out with Mateo on Thursdays,
And you can fuck.
and I could hang out with my man on Fridays, and everybody differently. But then it's
I
still
think we're all
Paul.
like that.
Yeah.
though. Like,
Yeah, you know
everybody
what I'm saying?
I'm
It's
the
just a
same way.
different vibe.
Yeah.
But it's all hip hop to me. It's
I mean, look, for me, a lot of the shit that really moved me to work so hard, and it's just like I said, like I was trying to get to this point where even in high school when I was dropping those tapes, I was taking TV classes and taking film history class. And I did my first short film in high school, right?
Oh wow, so
That's beautiful.
Back from you in high school. So
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
did
get
them
into
both.
that.
I did them
Wow,
both.
you-
I did
wow.
them both. Yeah, and then when I went to college, I took film classes, not music production, because I already kind of knew music production because I've been working on it so damn long anyway. I knew what I wanted to do, so I took video classes because, like I said, my influence from Young Timmy Raps was so heavy on me. I wanted to learn how to make music videos, not to necessarily make them for other people, but to make them for Crazy Hood, because we had a website before anybody in Miami. We were
Yep.
doing
Hey,
video-
straight up, we had a website before a lot.
Yeah.
This is 94.
Yeah, this is facts.
97.
Yeah, this is facts
I'm off
though.
like a motherfucker.
So-
Were you doing music videos for yourself in high school?
No. What I did, I started with the all.
Yeah,
Starshine was
the
my
art,
first one.
Star Shine,
Yeah.
and
And me and Jokes got together and we did a couple joints too.
no, but we did Heckler's single too.
Oh, yeah.
With Craze.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Battle Crazy.
No, double H. Double H.
No, nigga.
Battle Crazy. Yeah.
So, Ralph,
that
when
was
you were
Jokes.
back-
You
That
know
was me.
what? Before
Can I get a-
you just get into this world where you started with the directing, I want to close out the music
Well,
like
look,
this.
well, yeah, no, I'm just saying.
How far did you get with music?
Dude, I was offered deals from Ruckus Records at the time. Shout out to my
Get the
manager.
fuck
Yeah,
outta here.
I had a
Ruckus
deal.
Records?
Ruckus Records offered me a deal. We had meetings with Universal for me. We had meetings. I had a deal with Universal Latino, Sony Latino, single deals and shit like that. So we were getting floated around. But what happened was everybody kind of was. I was all over the radio. I was doing BDS spins. I was on MTV. I was on TLC. I was on every basic channel in America. I did the UPN commercial. Like you talked about.
UPN is my favorite.
I remember that. Oh my God.
UPN is my
Yo,
favorite.
son, I remember. Yo, no lie. Yo, son, you just brought. Yo, I swear to God, dog.
That was the
I
best shit.
remember when I saw you on the UPN shit. Bruh, I was like, yo, this nigga Garcia is on the UPN shit.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I was standing.
You were there, right? When we filmed
Yeah, I was 15 inches behind the camera, and he's like, UPN. And I'm like, nigga, we
all about
big.
you.
We been,
It's
bruh.
funny shit, but it's humble. It's humbling.
So
And it's the same thing with
I jumped off my
EFN.
seat when I saw that.
I had,
When EFN did Rap City with Tigger.
y'all jerked me on
That
that.
was on TikTok.
Oh,
Oh, can I say the story?
I was 15 inches behind the camera, like, nigga, we made it.
Fuck them. Let me tell you why.
Oh, he was at the
I went with y'all
okay,
motherfuckers.
okay,
Y'all
okay.
fucking dicked me on that show. Alright? I get there and he's like, yo, I'm still a little guy.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, you can't really get into BET. I'm like, oh my God, I just flew my ass up here with y'all, right? To hang out in Rap City. The fuck, man? Y'all gonna, so me and Steve hung out and played ball
And my
in
cousin,
Harlem.
Fernando.
Because BET's in Harlem, so we were playing ball, Fernando too. We played some basketball in Harlem and waited, right? Now mind you, I'm an aspiring artist. I'm Eve's next artist to come out. They forget to shout me out. I didn't even get the shout out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. And they walk out and they look at me and go, oh shit.
When we got outside, we was like,
Now
oh
check this
shit,
out.
G.
I'm gonna drop a mic even harder on y'all. I'm gonna
Loki, Big Tigger was smoking.
and I'm gonna drop. I'm
We
gonna
did 2 episodes.
I'm gonna drop.
We did
I'm gonna
2
drop a mic on
episodes
y'all
with
even
Tigger.
harder. We flew back September 10th.
Wow.
I think we mentioned that with EFN's interview.
Yeah.
We flew back.
The day before.
We flew back Sunday 2-3 o'clock, and
The
then
next day.
911 was 7 in the morning on Monday.
Wow.
So we missed that shit by a little bit.
Yeah, we missed about a second.
Jesus
And we considered
Scary. I
we
know it's
considered-
not the same,
we
but it's
could
scary.
actually consider staying an extra day.
No, we were supposed to stay to Tuesday,
Yeah.
and we was like, nah, let's cut out
You
on
guys
Sunday.
near that area when you were
We
staying?
were in
Yeah.
Harlem.
Yeah,
That's
we were
where it
in Harlem.
was. Like
Jesus
one of the buildings that one of them fell on, not the Twin Towers. Like there were other buildings that fell. One of them landed on the building, and they had to like relocate the whole Rap City show.
You got it.
So we was there, like we was there, and it was mad scary. You
The
know, we was
financial
like, oh
district
shit,
is
we
not in
was there.
Harlem.
Say again?
The financial district's not in Harlem. I did wrong there.
No.
I don't even know what the
That's
financial
cool.
any
Too.
district
Just in
is.
general, every time, like when I was a kid and I saw Damn It Man on Rap City, I was like, oh shit, people from Miami could do hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real too. That's real
like
too.
that, right?
Yeah.
Me and Pitt would always cross each other all the time. Like me and Pitt had this.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, me and Pitt was.
So you guys knew each other around the beginning of his
Nah, we knew
career?
Prince since he was like 13 years old.
He had gold teeth and shit and cornrows. Like,
That was when I met him. I met him when he had the gold teeth and cornrows.
Pitt, mad cool. I've done shows with Pitt in Mexico. I've done shows with Pitt in Tallahassee. I think one of the highlights, if you want to go for, I mean, I've opened up for like everybody.
Right.
Any
I can
legendary
imagine
artist,
at this point.
yeah, I've opened up for like Wu-Tang 9 times. Like I did like Wu-Tang.
You gotta be
opened up
kidding.
Wu-Tang 9 times. I went on tour with KRS-One through Miami and Orlando.
Wow.
you know, obviously I performed in New York, Mexico, California, all over the place. But the one thing that I was like, yo, I made it. When I said what was my first album that I ever heard, to run a test, what was the first album that made me fall in love with hip hop? Public Enemy,
Yes.
Public Enemy Revolution. They did a Fear of a Black Planet reunion show, and it was Fear of a Black Planet top to bottom, and I got to open up.
You got it.
Yeah, and I got the call. Oh, and I think he probably put his hand into it. But
Of course.
Yeah.
But
But I got to open up, and the crazy shit was when I'm at sound check, Chuck D was getting a parking ticket outside. So Chuck D's getting his parking ticket. First time I ever meet Chuck D. I walk up to Chuck D, and I tell the meter man, yo, you can't give this guy a ticket. Like, I don't care what the fuck you doing. Like, you gotta find Chuck D. There's no parking tickets going on right now.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay, cool. So she lets him go, and he was like, oh, yo, thanks a lot. And he walks, he goes, yo, who are you? I'm like, I'm Garcia. He goes, oh, you opening up. And I'm like, a rapper had never told me that before. Like, I've met him all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He never ever had told me, you my opening act. He knew that I was on the bill.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, that's dope, man. He goes, yo, I'm gonna come check your sound check. I'm like, yeah, I'm just sound checking like 20 minutes. Remember this story? And so I do my sound check. I'm like kind of overlooking my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Yo, you got your
But
freaking
he's
Chuck
not
D.
there. So I'm like, whatever, it is what it is, right? So right when I'm coming off sound check, he's got to do his. So he walks in, he goes, oh, yo, I missed your sound check? And I'm like, yeah, man, but it's cool. Don't worry about it. He goes, nah, man, that's not cool. I told you I'll make your sound check. I'm like, yeah, but don't worry about it. He goes, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to do Favorite Black Planet top to bottom. In the middle of the show, we do an intermission where Flavor Flav just plays the drums. I'm going to put you right on stage with me, and me and you can just freak out. And I'm
with Flavor Flav doing the
with
drum.
Flavor Flav playing the fucking drums, dog.
Classic.
Yo.
So I'm like, so you know what my response to him was? Get the fuck out of here. Man, you ain't fucking doing that. And we have this on video.
Yeah.
This on video. I have this interaction on video. He goes, all right, cool. Don't just be backstage. I go, but he ain't gonna do that shit. He goes, you're gonna forget. He goes, I'm telling you, be side the stage. And I'm like, whatever, bro.
Chuck
Right?
D looks like the type if he gives you his word.
No, bro,
like,
let me tell you
know
what
like you
happened.
can fall
So,
for it.
they fucking clearly, because you know, Public Enemy's coming on. I'm talking about this is not like Flavor Flav and Chuck D. This is a live band like the Roots would have, right?
Sure.
Right? Flavor Flav's coming out. Fucking great show. It might be because of how much of a fan I was of the album, but
Have you seen him perform before?
no, my first time.
Okay.
And I'm opening up for him, so I'm bugging out, right?
Wow.
So fucking Professor Griff from the S1Ws comes in. He goes, everybody. He's the head of security.
Yeah.
So he's like, everybody's got to get the fuck out. Yo, who's Garcia? And I was like, me. He goes, that guy can stay. And I'm like,
And then Garcia turned around and said, everybody get the fuck out.
My wife has a bad migraines and sometimes has like seizures. So I'm like, yo, I said, yo, I can't really like leave my wife in the crowd though, bro. He goes, she can stay too. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm standing there. I think it was like the Temptations or the OJs was there. Right, some crazy legendary R&B. They're backstage right next to me, dog. I got no idea. I'm standing with them, right? So cool. And he does, he starts, and it was Fear of a Black Planet in order of the album, right? So I'm like watching the shit go down. And I told him, I forgot, it's cool. And then he just looks left, he goes, yo, Garcia, we're gonna do this little thing where Flavor Flav's gonna play the drums. Come on here, man, and spit a verse. And I just got on stage with Chuck D. It's on YouTube somewhere. And I spit my verse with Chuck D.
Where you're like a deer in headlights, man, because
I'm
supposed to do what
at that
again?
At that point, I shit you not, I've probably done about 400 shows, 500 shows. And I've never done this, and I knew E was in the audience. All my crazy hits was in the audience, but E was a big NWA fan. I was a big Public Enemy fan.
Yeah, I know. We know that with E.
Right, but E was also a huge Public Enemy fan. I've never remember this. I went, yo, Crazy Hood Productions, yo E, we did it! I don't know why. I was so caught up in emotion, totally fanned out, and I just walked off and shit. Never saw Chuck again, man. But it was cool, man. Like he changed my life that night. It was cool.
I would be too. I mean, I don't think many people would have someone that they looked up to for so long and been practically inspired by and get that opportunity, man.
Yeah, he didn't know my music. He didn't have to do that.
No.
I could have gone out and bombed. Like he don't know. You know?
Man.
So, but he looked out, and I went in though. I was like damn near screaming at the time. Like I was so hyped to be on stage with that dude. And Flavor Flav was just playing the drums. Bah, bah, bah. Gave Flavor Flav 5. Boom.
That's gotta be.
Took my little picture with him. I still have the poster from the show, and he signed the poster for me. And
I think sometimes if you get a moment like that, when you're doing things like this,
it was an emotional show I've ever done.
Ever made.
At that point, I
Nothing
was
like
like,
that
yo,
was
I had
great.
made it. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And like I said, we had record deals on the table, but me and E had a conversation, especially with the Ruckus one, because the Ruckus one was like a big deal, because I was a big like Most Def fan, Tyler Police fan. You know, I'm a backpack hip hop guy at heart, right? So I'm like, damn, the kind of albums that have come out of this house, you know. And shout out to Jared Meyer, who was the owner. That's my dude. Like, I just
shout out to Jared Bryan.
Jared Meyer.
Yeah, no, but Brian's the other guy.
Oh, Brian, yeah. But me and Jared, like, we cool. I just did some business with Jared like last week. We always stayed in contact. You know, it didn't work out because what we were looking for was a Crazy Hood label deal.
Sure.
And if it wasn't going to be all of us, it was going to be none of us. And that's what me and E had this conversation decided, because the All had laid this whole foundation, and I was able to propel myself off of the groundwork they had made, releasing independent singles and albums, and boom, and I was watching them work and them grind, and I was younger than them, I had less responsibility than them,
Right.
so I had more time on my hands to really just go full tilt. Like, people think I was on the radio because I was all the time because I was that dope. Nah, I was sitting in the parking lot for 4 hours of Power 96 waiting for DJs to come downstairs. And I would just bombard them with CDs and be like, oh, fuck this guy again. I'm like, no, you're going to hear my CD. I didn't hear your CD. I didn't hear your CD. No, I don't got time. That's how I got to Khaled. Because Khaled is who broke me on the radio.
Really?
Yeah, I was on the radio.
Was this already at the time when he was on Mix 96?
No, he was on 99 Jam.
99 Jam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
he already had a name.
Past Luke too. He was on his own show.
Yeah, I basically
okay.
walked up to Khaled. I gave him my CD for the 80,000th time. And he had never heard it. And I guess one day he just decided to listen. He liked the joint. It was Clap Your Hands.
Really?
So he texted Eddie Giggs and he was like, yo, tune in at 9 o'clock when I do my shutdown mix. And right on there on the dot, bro, I do was dropping Funk Flex bombs. Like, he must have played Clap Your Hands like 20 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like, bomb, yo, Garcia, Crazy Hood, you got one. And it was just Khaled just running my shit like 20 times.
Yo,
I was like
that's
fucking
crazy,
freaking out,
dude.
dog. You know?
E-Class was there.
E-Class, yeah, from Po' Boy was there. Yeah. It was bonkers, dog. And I was like, oh shit. Like, so yeah, I've had really great experiences, and these guys are really the reason that I was able, because that work ethic for music transpired into my film. You know, and people don't know I was always doing film. So when I decided to fall back from what happened with the music, man, I was as hardworking as I was, I had to compensate that with drugs. Like, I couldn't stay up as long as I wanted to stay up. I was kind of like Eminem.
You was on the 305 yo system.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I was like a
I think
full-on
that's just
addict,
typical out here.
but
I think
it's just-
sometimes
I
it's
was,
like a magic trick.
28 years old, single, partying.
Bro, that shit is the Miami culture, bro. Like, I fucking did not fuck with that shit until I started working really hard and being around other people that work hard
It's
and they're just
surprising how
up.
much drugs could keep you awake.
Yeah.
But at the same token,
Make you tired as fuck.
the psychosis that comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I started becoming not myself. I hated who I was. I ended up getting divorced.
Oh,
I ended up getting divorced. Then I had my daughter about 2 years later, and I really had to change my life. So by changing my life, me and E, I started doing like little Mayday videos
sure.
and videos for people in the hood and whatever I could with a 7D. I just got a 7D at the time, and I was shooting. And then me and E were talking. He was like, "Yo, let's go to Cuba, so we could always just go see Cuba. This is how Coming Home starts." So E goes, "Let's go to Cuba, but bring your 7D, and let's document it. We can have like the dopest like tour, like the dopest like home video of all time, and you'll edit it and da. But I didn't see what E saw at the time, right? So E was like, "I gotta know nothing. E doesn't do anything small."
No,
You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm thinking he wants me to just edit this like home video for our families to see and shit,
Yeah.
like he's already like signing TV deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's 10 steps
So-
ahead of you. He's
so-
already got it on like big
But
shit.
you know, it really fell on me just for the whole layout of how this documentary was gonna run, because he didn't know how to edit. So I would send him cuts, he would put in his input, I would come back. The first one took like a year and a half in post-production.
Wow.
Because it was just me editing, I still had a job.
Right.
You know, so it was just boom, boom, and I still gotta make money. We're doing this out of passion.
Of course.
And then from there, we went to Haiti, I believe, was second. Or was it Peru?
Peru.
Peru, yeah, Peru was second. And I remember saying at the top of Machu Picchu, we eat like, fuck, bro. Like, I'm at the top of Machu Picchu right now. Like, wow, right? And then Haiti came after that. And then basically I had a little legal issue with the mother of my child.
We all have some of those.
And I couldn't make the Vietnam one because her argument was that I work too much that I can't be around my daughter, which was not necessarily the case. And so me and my baby mom mad cool, but like the amount of time I wanted, she felt was unfair. So
Right.
one thing I was about to go to court is like, I'm not gonna just go take a trip and reschedule my court date when she's saying that I take too many trips for work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it just wasn't looking. So I didn't go to Vietnam, and then the Colombia one. At that point, my music video career had just popped off, and it was after my music video popped off, the music video game. It was just.
So after this Coming Home series you've been working on with EFN, all of a sudden you just started working on music videos, you say?
Yeah, because you know E already had the grip on it. Don't forget, this is E's baby. Like, yeah, me and him,
Right.
Me and him are the producers on every project because we came up with the idea together and the layout and everything. But this is really E's vision.
I heard him on the last interview talk about you when you started these projects. You know how you were there in the first handful. That you
first
guys were
3,
working on. Yeah. But so you just went from there. Was it just something that you decided to say, hey, after Machu Picchu, you had a vision at the top of the mountain and said, hey, I'm gonna just start doing rapper videos?
No. Well, no, I was always doing rapper videos. What happened was, you know, you're doing rapper videos and they're coming out and they're doing cool and people are liking them and this and that. And then all of a sudden you get Kodak Black Tunnel Vision. And then overnight you have 4 million hits on YouTube
Wait a minute.
in 24 hours.
Wait. You're the one that did
Television,
Tunnel Vision.
yeah.
Yo.
Wrap it up.
So I did Tunnel Vision, and overnight, I had every record label in the country calling me. And, you know, at that point, it was like, okay, I got to maximize this opportunity for myself and my family and the betterment of my family. I got to really focus. You know, I'm 38 years old. I'm starting my music video directing career late. You know, some of these dudes got 18 years on it. You know, so
Of course.
you know, so I got to really focus and hunker down, and that's what I did. And I just kind of like, I've never gone ghost on my peoples at all, but it was just I had to make an instinctive decision of like, can I really handle both at this moment? Can I keep handling coming home, post production, overseeing it, and all that, or
And
do
focusing on these
and focus on videos at the same time? Because record label deadlines are a little different. You know, they're real crazy. But with that said, like Coming Home Colombia, I helped out with the first edit. Like I got all the footage and I helped Carlos get organized and all that other shit. So I edited the first cut of Coming Home Colombia.
Now that we mentioned Coming Home Colombia, I gotta do a shameless plug. Is that alright?
By all means, man.
The People's Film Festival in Harlem, New York, just selected ours.
Word.
Really?
It'll be between May 30th and June 4th. In the next month, 2 months.
Oh, people in the New York area, did you
Yeah,
hear
and
that?
it's yeah. Hope y'all hearing out there. It's gonna be at the Magic Johnson Theater in Harlem, New York. So that's a fucking big
That
ass
is
theater.
dope.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna be there too.
I
So
might fly for that.
I'm there. I'm already there. I mean, I was already there before this, so it worked out perfectly. May 30th through June 4th.
Oh, I'm up for a video.
Harlem.
Oh,
It's gonna be in Magic Johnson Theater in
I'm up for
Harlem,
a
New
video
York.
that time in New York anyway, so
The People's Film Festival
I've never
for sure.
shot a video in New York in the summer. So I'm
No.
like,
Good. Put me down. I'm there.
bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I always shoot New York in a blizzard. Like it fucking sucks. So like I can't wait to see New York in the heat.
Let me ask you a question, man. So you started off with Tunnel Vision, and record labels are calling you, but have you been focusing now on just doing music videos for artists, or have you branched out more now? Where are you at right now?
Well, right now I'm doing a lot. Well, my major bread and butter comes from music videos for artists.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jeremiah. Shout out to Jeremiah. Sometimes I'll help out with major websites like Uprocks and produce some of their content pieces for them.
Okay.
Which Jared owns Uprocks. And then commercial work as well. And then now I'm focusing on a couple of different projects, film projects that I have in various stages of development.
So
I'm trying to get this movie off the ground.
Theo and I earlier watched the story of Will, and
Yes, you're sure.
Oh, Avaricious? Yeah.
Avaricious.
Yeah, we did that for
I was scared to not pronounce that right.
Avaricious means greed. Is an old Greek term if you look it up. Yeah.
Okay.
That was when I was like trying to be super duper meta thinker on everybody. It didn't work out.
We let him live. Yeah, sounds good, G.
Experiment.
It sounds good.
Experiment.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah, that's Nas with I'm a gun. But that was a very Miami story. Are there stories that you want to tell as far as like film?
Yeah. I mean, I have I mean, not to give away too many concepts. But,
No.
But I have a story that talks about Miami in the '90s and what a different
Really?
experience it was. Yeah.
You think Miami was more significant, more, I guess, story worthy in the '90s versus the '80s?
Well, I just feel like the '80s has been told 50,000 times.
Yeah,
So why
you're
would I
right.
tell you?
Yeah. I guess these adaptations of Scarface and some of these drug cartel
I
movies
mean,
are almost based on what happened in the '80s.
I'm not mad. Motherfuckers know, like, my gangster movie etiquette is on point. Like, I
Sure.
know every gangster movie down to gangster #1 British gangster flicks. You know, like, I'm like fucking crazy into gangster movies. Mafia movies. Like, my favorite director is Scorsese. It's like, you know, like I have a lot of mafia flicks in me. But when you talk about Miami, I feel there's so many different layers to this city.
Oh, they're definitely not.
that you don't necessarily just have to portray a Cuban as a drug dealer to just make him cool. You know, if you want to show, look, movies in general that really work on that are not like, you know, fucking Spider-Man 18. You know what I'm saying? But like are human interest stories that deal with excess. And excess doesn't mean wealth and greed. It just means anything in life that's excessive. You know, so when you get into a human interest story, which I love, you know, and I'm trying to save like the $20 million feature or the $5 million feature is kind of like eradicated from theaters.
Sure.
You know, like unless you're.
It's all going to Netflix now.
Well, there you go. It's the creation of the middle screen. It's the medium screen. So they used to have the small screen and the big screen, but Netflix is like the medium screen. You kind of have that in between.
It's
and
the screen.
Yeah, it's the medium screen. Yeah. So I feel like Miami has a lot of different stories that haven't been told yet. That are still, you still get the Miami flash. You still can probably get all the drug usage you want out of the movie. You can get whatever you want. But really, all that fluff that you guys buy into, what you guys, most audience members aren't realizing, is that the character himself and the character development of that character, you have to care about that character. Like, yeah, Tony Montana was a bad guy, but you rooted for him.
Right,
Because his character.
I was for the Colombian dude, by the way, the one that shot them in the back. Sorry.
You were for Alex.
I knew something was going.
Makes sense, yeah.
I knew too.
Let me ask you something.
But,
No,
but
no, no.
like, you know, it's like, but character development is extremely important. And I feel like Miami has so many different kinds of characters that no one's seen yet. And by the way, that's not to say that I just want to make movies in Miami about Miami
No,
either.
of course
But
not.
obviously, every filmmaker does what they do best. They write what they know.
Yeah, and on top of character development, world building in the film. There's no world as crazier than Miami. I mean, there are a few, but when you know Miami,
I think that's
it's all the layers that are in that world.
Yeah,
that you
of
can build,
course,
that you
like-
can connect your stories
Like,
to.
yo, dude, let me tell you, I've traveled extensively to this country filming, and I can tell you, like, a 16-year-old from Miami and a 16-year-old from Canada are completely different maturity levels.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not the shit on Canada. I'm just saying, like, we just get exposed to a lot in Miami really fast. You know, like,
Yes, we do.
and you know, you go to Wichita, Kansas, and like they've never been to a club at 16 and shit. Like they don't do that. They go to house parties, but like at 16, we're like in Cameo sneaking in with fake IDs and fucking getting
Right.
fucked up.
No one's knocking at someone's door at 7 a.m. to hand them a ticket.
For real, it's true. I experienced that.
Yeah. So it's
This ain't abducted in plain sight.
I
You know
don't
what I
even
mean?
know the drones, boy. Got the tiny ways. I was just like, I'm like, you know what? He don't want this.
You know damn well I was wearing boxers.
Put him some
You
pants.
know damn well I was wearing boxers.
He was probably
Why you
wearing
brought me to this man house, man?
He said,
Oh wait a
probably.
second. Did he say I was wearing them fuck this? I called my mama right now and told her I was wearing boxers and a tank top. My mom said, Paul, somebody at the door. I said, who? She said, somebody at the door. It was like 7 in the morning. I walk out there with my boxers and my wife beating, and I look and I peek and I see
Lewis.
and I said, what? What the fuck are you doing? And I'm 19.
Yeah, I was
19.
I ain't trying to fight nobody.
I just got home like 20 minutes ago. You feel me? And he was like, yo, I apologize, you know what I mean? I apologize for coming so early, but I knew you'd be here at this time. This is my boy. And Lewis is taller than him, so I'm looking over the shoulder, and he's looking under the shoulder. I go, what's up? And then he gave me his spiel, and I was like,
Gave you
And
the bio picture.
I look at Lewis, and I was like, so I got the tape. All right. Yo, don't come back here ever again. And I look at Lewis and I said, don't ever come back here ever again. Close the door. That shit was real as fuck.
Nah, some shit like that happened to me. I was in 9th grade, and someone knocked on the door of my mom's house that mad family members in, and they were like, "Yo, are you my dad?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, I want to rap battle you." My mom looked at me like I was a fucking alien. So I was like, "This man came to my house to battle me."
Did you battle?
Yeah.
Hey, you got to, dog. Like, what?
Hell yeah. Turn the porch light on. We on.
That's some real ass shit, though. That's some real shit.
Actually,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
dude.
what? Recognize his first video I did.
Really?
Breathe. His first music
Yeah.
video.
Oh, shit.
We knew recognize when he was 11, 12,
I didn't recognize
freestyling.
Cremated. I didn't Mayday when it was 2 people.
Man,
Right.
all these names, man, I feel like they're just people that.
Me and Bernie used to live in the
Wow,
same
moving
building.
back at a different time.
Me and Bernie lived in the
Yeah,
same building.
and the
on
crazy
beach.
thing
We
is
would
that
bounce up and down the floors and shit.
everybody's
We
been
steal
growing
samples.
parallel, but everybody's
We'll go grab
still
the vinyl,
together.
steal the
It's
samples
just
and shit.
amazing
Like,
to see,
really?
you know,
I left you alone for 5 minutes.
from
Yeah, I
just
know.
hearing
I told you Delphi,
Garcia's
sorry.
story You know, like, and again, I've known you, man. You know, you were just this grinder from where I saw you. You know, just this guy getting into rap sessions, doing freestyle tapes. You know, that's where I got introduced to your work. You know, and to see you now, it's like I'm like a deer in headlights. See him and EFN, people that I knew, that I grew up in my neighborhood watching them do this. You know, and you never knew. There was no outcome in my mind, like, oh, this guy's gonna be a director. You know, like you never knew. You never knew nobody in the neighborhood, and this goes for everybody growing up in there. And man, I'm so shocked and just like filled with like pride, man. Like I'm filled with pride just seeing people from my neighborhood, from my high school that lived nothing but like a quarter mile from me, just coming up, man. It just makes you feel inspired to do your own work. And this goes out to anyone listening, man, that, you know, don't be shocked about that guy right now that you're not showing up to his shows, handing that tape.
Oh, now you
listening
gotta be
his
salty
music,
to the people that don't answer your
Yeah,
DM.
man, because it's
But
a testimony.
from what we were talking about before, if you're one of these people that's doing something, you know, don't be scared to run errands for people that are doing boss shit.
Yeah, man.
And that's how you learn to become a good one. So
No,
people
let,
grab
I mean,
people-
dude,
let me say something real quick. G, go ahead, G. This is your interview.
Sorry, that was cool. I drove, like what you saying, like I drove Allen Hughes for 8 days. The Hughes brothers, right? And I'm trying to, and at that point I already had like a little director reel, but like nobody famous was on it yet, right? And I'm sitting there with Allen Hughes, dude, did Menace to Society.
Yeah, man.
Dead Presidents.
I know
You
that.
know, and he's directing a LeBron James commercial, and he's a hip hop dude, so I'm driving him for 8 days. He probably doesn't remember me at this point, but you know, I show him my reel, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm here like on my phone.
You're gonna get butchered.
I'm like, this guy's gonna kill me. And he gave me like positive criticism, but the smart thing at that point when I figured out was like, I want to be these dudes' drivers, because the conversations they have in these cars are different. You know, they are like, like I said, everything when you get on set is pre-planned, right?
Right.
All the planning happens somewhere else. So if I'm his driver, that means I'm his bitch. I gotta be stuck to this dude, make sure he gets everywhere he's gotta go.
Exactly.
I'm a fly on the wall. So I'm just like, and my memory had to be super on point. So at that point, like I was like, no more drugs, no more drinking, you know, not on work time. You know,
invested in this.
and I would just go home and take notes and shit. You know, and Allen Hughes was cool as shit. Like we were, one time he came out. We went to a meet. This is funny ass story. We went to a tech scout. He had a satchel with his laptop, right? And he goes, you know why I got a satchel? And I said, what? He goes, because all these white people got satchel. But as funny as that shit sounds, it made fucking sense. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And when he saw my reel, he was like, yo, it's not bad, man. I know you're just starting out. I can tell by the reel. But like, he was telling me stories about the way Menace to Society was made, which I obviously cannot reveal. You know what I'm saying? But he was just telling me his kind of personal struggle, because he just kind of like started like us. You know, he was doing humble beginnings, doing little music videos and shit like that. And boom, I mean, I met Harmony Korine on a commercial once, and nobody recognized who Harmony Korine was. You know, and I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking Harmony Korine. So I just walked over and said, yo, why you sitting over here with the extras? Yo, I'm just chilling waiting for David Gordon Green. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, David Gordon Green just did like Eastbound and Down and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've been around a lot of really, really big talent, and I never took that for granted. And I wasn't scared to go get their coffee or pick up their garbage or like whatever they needed done. I would just do, because I knew if I just stayed close enough to them, and I would absorb a friendship somewhere, and that friendship came within Gil Green. You know?
What do you recommend for new directors right now that are picking up their cameras, doing their little film projects, man? How do they get? You know, I saw you post this a little bit, and I kind of know the answer, but just to kind of ask you here on the show, like, what do you say? Better yet, what do you tell right now? If you had a young director right now grabbing that camera, what's your advice to them that you might have wanted to have heard when you got started?
I didn't need to hear it because I did it.
Right.
But two things. One, shoot till your fucking camera blows up. Like, just don't stop shooting. Shoot everything that moves. If you notice, if you look at my Instagram, very, very minimalistic about my personal life. It's all photography.
Yeah, I've seen that, man.
Right.
I've seen this.
Why? Because when I'm not, when I'm not shooting music videos, I'm taking pictures. So I want to see where I can stretch angles and learn different composition techniques. And the more I look through a lens, the better I'm getting. Right?
So you feel photography helps you when you go into directing?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And also, like, photography for me is the only time I can hold a camera where I don't have a person who just gave me $100,000 to make a video and telling me exactly what they want. I can just do whatever I want, right? So, cool.
Yeah, we see some of your photos.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
The
it.
best one is the one with the ass. For me.
I got to my gram and shit. I'm like, I don't know if I had one of those. But,
No, you don't.
yeah, But honestly, you know what the best class I ever took in film school? And I was already doing it, not even realizing what I was going to be doing in film school. Is film history.
Film history.
Best class I ever took in my life. And I was doing it already on TV Reps.
Why do you say that?
Why? Because that's where you really learn technique, right? Like you can go, I could teach you, about the rule of thirds if you guys don't know what that is. But it's
The rule of what?
rule of thirds.
Yeah, that shit
Right,
changed
right.
my whole life. When I
You know
went.
like grid line shit you have on your iPhone?
Yeah.
There goes 2 lines into it. That's the rule of
Yeah,
thirds.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
I thought I was supposed to.
Just Google rule of thirds.
Yeah, it'll teach you.
Yeah, it'll teach you. That's a great way to learn it, right?
The two lines what?
Squiggly
Yeah,
lines.
so the grid lines on your iPhone.
Yep.
Activate your grid. You'll see what I mean. That's the rule of thirds for photography, right? So I can teach you about the rule of thirds. I can teach you how to like something. I can teach you all these basic cinematic rules and put you in a battle zone. And it's like I can teach any kid in the world how to shoot a gun until he gets shot at. You don't know what he's gonna do.
Right.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So none of that shit means nothing. But if you see other people's styles, it's like being a rapper, right? Like you rap, right?
Yeah, I do comedy most.
Okay,
That's
but
my
you
main
do
thing.
you
But I
spit
rap.
though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, who's your favorite rapper?
Most of.
Most Def. You looking at you, I know that Most Def has inspired your style.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%, right? All right, cool, boom. What you do radio now, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Okay,
think
cool.
so.
And you think so, right? You do podcasting, right? Who's your favorite podcaster?
Man, I'll be honest. I've never heard a podcast a day in my life, but if I had to choose one right now in this room, it's Dream Big Hip Hop.
That's right, that's right.
No, I'll play.
Either way, my point. You used to spit and do comedy, right?
Yep.
Who's your favorite comedian, by the way?
My favorite comedian is probably Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg. Yo, Mitch Hedberg's the shit. Yeah, oh.
Yeah.
I think we all.
When I was a kid, I had a
Mitch
twin
Hedberg
size
fans.
bed and wondered where my brother was. What? They got all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Yeah, my mother had a king size bed. I don't know any kings, but if he came over, I'm sure he'd be comfortable. Yo, Mitch Hedberg is a dope, dog.
Yeah, he is.
Yo, he said something about
you're a
CT.
king, you say. Wow, what a coincidence. You wait to see what I have in store for you. So your exact specifications. Yo, I love Mitch Hedberg.
Give me a
sound
flyer
like
and
a
tell me
little
to
bit,
throw
yeah.
that out over there.
Yeah, I definitely.
And he did a good imitation on that one too.
Yeah, my album, the album I got, Drive By Cum Shots, I fucking have Mitch Hedberg all on my hooks and
Yeah,
shit.
Mitch Hedberg's amazing.
Yeah.
From the film
So
sense.
my point is, but back to my point, right?
Yeah.
So you see all these things, right? Cool. I was watching a lot of music videos. So I would watch like Hype Williams a lot, right? I would watch F. Gary Gray. Today was a good day. You say whatever you want about that video. It was phenomenal, right? Like it's a great,
Yes, it was. Man.
great fucking video,
Never judge.
right? Mark Romanek, who's my favorite director of all time. I remember one time sitting, you probably don't remember this. We were in the Crazy Hood office, and I was like, Paul, come over here and watch this video right now. I was like, what? He goes, yo, it's this video, man. Johnny Cash heard. Paul's like, I'm not trying to watch no fucking Johnny Cash video. I'm like, yo, at that point, it was like, you were really hip hop out. I'm like, yo, you gotta watch this video. And it was Johnny Cash just sitting at his table singing, and he died. But if you hear the song, it's a 90s Nails cover of Hurt, right? When you hear the song, what he's saying, you realize it's a man reflecting on his life, thinking like, yo, none of this matters. Like everything I've spent my whole life accumulating means nothing. And he's sitting at this crazy Game of Thrones style table with all his food, his plaques are everywhere, but he's dying. And the crazy shit was he died like a week after the video came out. So you're just like, what the fuck? Like, holy
Artists
shit.
have a weird way of dying, bro. Because Tupac did the
Well,
same
Johnny
shit. He
Cash-
died, and the next one he was doing that Heaven video.
No,
that was scary.
But my point is not to disrespect the but my point is like, it was so prophetic to me how music videos can impact culture.
Yeah.
You know, and studying Mark Romanek's work, you know, even with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I mean, shit, if you want to go even deeper, like hip hop, Jay-Z 99 Problems.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
a lot like what you just said.
Yeah.
Where I felt what you described.
Yeah,
in
it's
99 Problems.
Boom, 99 Problems, Mark Romanek's work. Michelle Gondry with Bajort, right? Fucking Spike Jones with the Far Side and Drop.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize, like, the Breeders' Cannonball was Spike Jones too, and that fucking video is crazy. I know a lot of the audience probably doesn't remember any of these videos, but I'm just telling you, like, it's fucking nuts. Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. You know, you watch that video.
That's a dope ass video.
Yeah, that's Sam Bayer, right? Who did that
Yes.
video, right? Sam Bayer. He got picked for that video because he was the director with the least experience.
Because they got the rawest ideas.
Well, no, because
Right?
it was Nirvana wanted something that didn't look too polished.
Ah.
So you're just like, holy
Oh yeah,
shit.
it's grunge.
Yeah. Ridley Scott's son? Yeah, I think this is brother, son, Tony Scott's son or brother, did REM Everybody Hurts, which is they're all on the freeway, and they fucking I can't remember, it's Robert Scott, somebody Scott, but they're all on the freeway, and you just see the thoughts of the people, and how all it just holy like Michael Jackson Thriller. It was crazy. I was 5 years old when that video came out. My mom kept me home from school because it was a fucking event. And I was like, yo, music videos really changed the landscape of pop culture. Like, crazy, like how it can influence somebody. And I had never experienced it until I did television. Because the next day when I did television, and I've never been into reaction videos, I guess it's like a YouTube thing, right? But like my homeboy was like, yo, check out this reaction, check out this reaction, check out this reaction. And I'm watching people in France reacting to my work. I'm watching people in Europe reacting to my work. I'm watching people in fucking all over the world reacting to this video, and they're all giving their social commentary because my whole video was a social commentary on society. And I was just sitting there like, wow, I just impacted culture. Like no matter how you slice it, what I just did is a work. And whether is a point of conversation, and whether you know I did it or not, to me doesn't matter.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? I seen that video. I didn't even listen to the song. I seen the video, and I like the song because of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you put it together.
And thank you, I appreciate it.
I didn't know it was you, but now I know it's you.
Well, the crazy little shit was like, I didn't realize.
I knew it was him, and I still didn't know it was him. I said, yo, G, that's you? Yeah. No, it's not. It's you.
I'm sitting there, I
Shit,
took my
dog.
daughter to the youth fair. About a month later, I take my daughter to the youth fair, right? Television becomes a top 10 single. Like, so it's number 8 on Billboard. Like, it's like, yo, like fucking One Direction, Television, you know, like Ariana Grande. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just did this video, you know? And we're on that, you know, I don't know what the ride's called, that it goes in a circle and they play loud music and shit, it goes really fucking fast. You know, that car, it goes backwards and forward and shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It got like the ice
they got like a
sculptures.
DJ and shit.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this is when it hit me, because you know, I'm 40. So like, I don't really be in the clubs, nor do I care to be anymore. Like, I'm just like, I'm 40 years old. I want to make art and go home.
I mean, you get sleepy.
I thought Little John.
No, I don't get tired. I'm actually up all night, but I just got so much work on my plate that like going to a club, unless it's for research of like what fashion looks like now, what people are bumping now, how people are dancing now. I don't really need to be there. It's like I'm not trying to be. Yeah, it's a strategy from what I
It looks weird if you were trying to be in there.
That's what Fat Joe says he does.
Huh?
It's like Fat Joe said that to do all the way up, he hung out in clubs for like a whole summer.
Yeah.
And the thought of that in my head is funny as fuck, with him just there doing that math in his head.
You'd be surprised. I'll sit there and I'll go to a club and I'm just looking at you. You'll see me. I'll be in the corner like people are like, yo, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, I'm cool. I'm just watching how everybody dress, how everybody interacts, how everybody moves, because technology's constantly changing. I'm not gonna deny that I'm 40 years old.
You learned it.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm bringing it all in, right? So we're on this thing going in a circle. I hadn't been to a club in a while. Television came up. And the whole youth fair went bonkers. I'm talking about just a ride. Like, you heard about the television, I want to see you miss it. And my daughter's like looking around, and my daughter obviously knew I did the video. She was like 9 years old, right? So she looking around, she goes, my dad did this video. And I'm like, Julie, shut up. She was like,
He was like, shut up, I didn't bring my wallet.
They gonna follow us home with this one.
Hey, but it run in the family. You did the same thing when you got your chance. Get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? It run in the family,
So yeah, but like, you know, you start impacting culture, and like people tell me, like, I'll get text messages all the time about a video that I made that I'm not happy with every video I do.
No?
Hell no.
I love this guy, man. He's like,
Nah, that's
I feel like he's so,
yeah.
you need
That's
to
real.
come co-host with us on this show more
Why?
often. Because
Oh,
man,
no,
we're so critical. Like I don't know anyone in this room that hasn't done a set sometimes and been pissed at their own selves with their set. Did you like your set? Nah, I ain't like my shit.
Yeah.
Cause you know what you can bring.
Well,
Yeah,
if I know what I can bring, or I know where I slipped, or I know where I missed.
Yeah,
it's
And like
exactly
my
that.
producers
It's
on
simple.
here, my producers on here, they'll be like, "Yo, this video is fucking fire. Look at how it's doing. You just did like 4 million in a week." I'm like, "That's cool." Yeah, but everybody's sweating the video. That's cool because I know what it's supposed to look like in my head, and I may have gotten it there.
But there's room for improvement.
Yeah.
Because you're
I
trying
think
to win.
Well, you're always going to be improving, right? Like,
Exactly.
if I'm not learning till the day I die, I'm fucking up. Like, if I get
That's right.
comfortable,
That's real.
what the fuck is the point?
For real, man.
For what? Like, I always want to be. You could consider me an expert, which I don't, but you could consider me an expert all you want, or you could consider me for some guidance. But the truth is, I'm still looking for guidance too. And what I say is not the right way for everybody. My journey might not be your journey.
Yeah.
And with film, it's growing so fast that if you learn something in one era, you probably mastered a few different things. If you learn something in a different era, just because of where technology was, you mastered them things.
Look, at the end of the day, if you want me to do a performance video for you, and you need me to make you look cool, I know how to do that.
Right.
Am I the best at it? I don't think I am. Am I good at it? Fuck yeah. Can I get better? Yeah. But when I'm 80 years old, will I be able to get better? Yeah.
I think you should learn something.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think that
man, some people be like,
put you in a whole nother stratosphere.
Nah,
because and you know where that all
You learn
stems.
something every day.
You know where all that stems from? Back to the original point of my story. Nobody liked my shit in high school, so I had something to prove. Always. When I realized after I stopped doing music, one of my major mistakes was I was trying to prove something to everybody else. Now I'm just trying to prove something to myself.
Exactly.
I'm not in competition with nobody but the person in the mirror,
Damn, man,
bro.
this guy's shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where like my life changed when I said I don't really give a flying fuck what anybody else is doing.
Oh, when the F gets so big in your head, this shit is crazy.
I don't care about the competition. I can't control the competition.
Nah.
I can't control the critics. I can't control the haters, and I can't control people who think they're teachers. You know, I have certain ethics on set that some people may not agree with. I'm respectful to everybody, but some people might be like, "Oh, you liking that wrong?" Cool.
Hey, so my bad for cutting you off, but it's just dope because like I've been a hard worker like with this shit, man, my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's dope hearing just the inspiration of somebody that is an extremely hard worker. They don't give up. They just keep going and pushing. What is your routine in life? Like, how do you separate, like, let's say, you know, I'm just interested in your regular day. Like, when you wake up, what are some of your daily routines that you do?
All right, well, I wake up, I feed my dogs. I got 3 dogs.
What type of dog?
I got 2 Boston Terriers and a little Chiweenie fucking weird dog that we rescued and shit.
Hey man,
Oh, it happens.
I got a German Shepherd mix that just did diarrhea in the kitchen this morning. So
That's on you.
But yeah, I feed my dogs first, right? Cool. I check my emails obviously to see if there was any responses on any videos I just pitched. Right? There's not any videos I pitched. Obviously, if I'm not, I take my daughter to school.
Yes.
Right? Cool. Take my kid to school. Now I know my kid's in school till 3 o'clock. All right, cool. So I have from 9:30 when I get back to 3 o'clock to call every single label and talk to every single person I can. Yo, what's up? How you doing? A lot of shit's relationship based.
A lot of it is calls.
politics.
Yeah. And a lot of people, and it's crazy because a lot of this new generation, they just operate on text. And that's cool. But I'm an old school dude. I want to get to know you, homie, and I can't get to know you on a random word all the time. So, like, I want to just call you, just shoot the shit. I might call a commissioner or a label executive or vice president of a label and just talk to them about fucking sports and shit. What's up? How you doing, bro? You saw the game last night? This is crazy, bro. And but it's from a point of genuineness. I don't call people I don't fuck with.
Right.
If I don't fuck with you, I'll still do business with you. But you can hit me and we'll just make this business happen and it's cool and I'm gonna be respectful and cordial. But genuine people, I've made genuine, really good friendships with some of these record labels with great individuals, creative individuals, and I check in to see what projects they got coming up. If I lose a video, I don't think it's negative. Like, cause you know, it's not me just alone single bidding on a video. They're gonna go out to like 5, 7 directors they think might fit this genre, right? And what the best idea wins. Cool. It might not have been my video. That's not a bad sign though. I used to sweat like, oh my god, I lost this video, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Nah, it just wasn't meant for me to do that fucking video, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then even the videos that I've gone and maybe they haven't worked out the way I wanted to in my head, but maybe they were still successful or they passed the clearance test of, like, I've never had a video shelved at a label. And that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes videos are getting made.
That says a lot, man. Because to get shoved as an artist or for anything.
Well, no, what happens is sometimes a video just goes wrong and a director gets shelved. That doesn't mean his career's over.
Right.
But it just gets shelved, right? So I've always been able to always make my timelines and my deadlines.
Right.
And I sleep a good 4.5 hours a day.
Holy crap,
That's
bro.
about it. Yeah, I sleep about 4.5 hours a day. Like last night I went to sleep at 2:30 in the morning. I was writing the treatment for an artist that I really want this video. So I wrote one. Here's like, check it out. Yesterday I spent 9 hours. I took my daughter to school. Had to go pick her up from school. Then I had to take her to her mom's house. I got like 50% custody. So I took her to my mom's house day.
Right.
But that took 2 hours out of my day. Came back home, walked my dog when I got home. Cool. And then I sat down. I kept finishing up the sheet, and I thought for sure I got this bomb out.
And writing with the treatment, you're just writing your ideas out.
You're writing your ideas down, but
That's
you're
not
also
treatment.
but you're also fleshing out with photos. So you got to make like a photo presentation.
Okay.
With the idea. So it's almost like a PowerPoint. That's how they describe it, or a keynote presentation.
Is that like that version of a storyboard that they do?
Yeah,
or
but you're
something?
using like photos that already exist on the internet.
Right.
Or there's other ways to go about it too. Like I could go ahead and make you a visual treatment where it's like I'm gonna edit this whole video piece and make like a mock idea of what this video would look like by other people's footage.
Yes.
Shit like that. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. But this one I went full tilt on the layout, PowerPoint presentation, going hand, spent 9.5, 11 hours on it. My agent in LA calls me. She goes, yo, because I told my agent the idea. She's like, yo, the fucking idea is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a crazy idea. Cool. She calls the vice president over at the label. Oh man, it was a period piece what I was writing, so it was like in the past. And then all of a sudden they were like, yeah, we don't want no period pieces.
And that was it.
No, not it. So, but Manny still wants, the person still wants the idea by 9 in the morning on Friday. So you still have the rest of the night. It's only like 9 o'clock at night.
So you got a little bit of bad news, but then you still got to get it done.
I mean, I was appreciative of my agent.
Okay.
She stopped me, even though I was 9 hours in, but she was like, pump the brakes. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
work. They don't want to see that shit. Cool, done. Boom.
Is it important to
Yeah,
have
I
an
gotta-
agent as a director?
It helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I got a person talking for me. I don't got to be an asshole. That's their job.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
they help you with finding new projects.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, my
that's
agent's
pretty cool,
amazing.
man.
She-
I didn't know directors needed agents. That's interesting. I thought it was just more like comedians and actors and
Actors,
athletes
yeah.
sometimes. But I
Everybody
didn't know.
knows
I
it.
didn't know that director. Well, I never thought a name.
Yeah, I
like
never
Ryan
thought it. I
Reynolds
never
needed
thought
an
that a
agent.
director had an agent. Either.
Yeah, that was the last
I
thing you
did.
think.
I knew that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you gotta negotiate.
Well, why would I negotiate on my own behalf?
Well, no, I thought maybe like your entertainment lawyer or someone does that for you.
No,
No, that's a different situation.
No, they get paid per. My agent gets paid per job that I book.
The more the attorney gets paid by the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the attorney.
So,
to
hold on.
be-
Yeah, so basically what happened was I was like, all right, cool, I really want this song. Am I going to just be a sucker and let it go because my first idea was not right? No? All right, cool. I looked at it as a blessing. Cool, thank God if she saved me from this because I would have lost the video anyway. Let me sit back and think. And then it just hit me. And I'm like, oh shit. Boom. I know what I got to do. And I just wrote the concept down.
Started all over
Started
again.
all over again. I was up till about 3 in the morning. And then this morning I had to wake up, 7 a.m. I had to go meet up with Salam Remy.
Oh, shout out Salam Remy.
Yeah, I
I know
know
that
with
name.
Salam Remy. We're working on a video together right now with Joel Ortiz. And I had to meet up with him for some pickup shots. Knocked out the pickup shots. Then I had my man who's another director in New York came down, showed him around town. And he was staying up in Fort Lauderdale. It was like, I'll go take him out the way. And then I came back down here.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then what I'll do in that meantime is the songs, because I have like I'm hearing these records before any y'all are hearing them, right?
Right.
They're super encoded. So usually the best time I have is driving around all day. I bump the song over and over and over and over and over again. First 10 ideas I have, unless I know it immediately, I just throw them out the window. And then I'll go to sleep because I have so many things going on between phone calls throughout the day, shit like that, boom, 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 that my brain gets clouded. But I'll wake up fresh and I'll just have this idea in my head.
That's
And
what I was
it
gonna
just
say.
works.
How do you come up with your ideas? What do you listen to the track, or is it something or is it just something you already have in mind? Like I know this artist,
There's no
and I know
sign.
what they want to work. Or
There's
how do
no
you
sign.
come up
Sometimes the label will present you with an idea
Mhm.
and be like, oh, this person, and not an idea, but they'll be like, this artist feels this song represents this,
Okay.
and I would like to see this.
Yeah, sometimes.
Shape that however you want, but that doesn't mean you just write exactly what they say. That
Right.
means you gotta put your own creative spin on that.
Right, they just give you like it's like us when we go on stage and we do like improv. If you want to be like, hey, give us a word and a place and a time and a location, and
Yeah.
we come up with it like in the sketch.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And
I
then,
got you.
and then boom, or
That I don't do it like that. Though. I don't act
Well, you know what I mean.
or
That's
the
what
other
I
time
always
is the label will be like, here's the record. It's an open creative. It's XYZ amount of money we have to spend.
Yeah.
For this video. Take that budget, and if you can make it work for this budget, you have an open creative, go for it. But when you have an open creative, you have like 7 or 8 directors going at it for an open creative. If they already have the concept in place, it might be like 1 to 3.
What do you prefer? Someone to give you the concept or to have that open creative?
I don't have a preference.
You know?
I mean, sometimes it's easier for me if you already have the concept. I can make,
Yeah, it's
I can
less
take
thinking,
the concept
right?
of like, yo, we want to make a video around a gold microphone,
Mhm.
and I can be like, oh, okay, cool. I want this microphone to just sit there and like the gold starts leaking and then engulfs the artist into gold and everything turns gold and then the microphone turns into a human being. Like I can start going fucking nuts if you give me a direction. Before you go left, I would go left and then figure out how to zigzag around that.
I bet you money I could find your challenge. If I gave you a video and I said, hey, film that guy Walter, make him look cool right now.
He already does though.
He does. You think
Walter looks
That
like a fucking
miserable.
villain, bro.
He looks like the Darth Vader of sound engineering.
I've been peeping Walter the whole night. He's He's obviously the most successful person in the room because he ain't saying shit.
I think so. The most miserable-
I said that shit the first time I came here. I was saying that same shit you just said. I swear. I was like, this nigga, he has to have the most respect in the whole room because he doesn't say nothing.
Like, I can perfectly imagine Walter getting up, throwing a spear through John and walking out.
Man, let me ask you, man. Now, I know you've been at all this, and I mean, it'd be crazy to not know that you don't have goals in mind. Do you have a goal right now with what you're doing? Is there anything you see yourself working towards?
Yeah, movie.
Movies? Have you done any movies already?
I mean, short films.
Short film, right? Like the one that Mateo
feature
mentioned
like
earlier.
documentaries, but yeah, I'm trying to go into movies. Absolutely.
What would be an ideal movie for you to work on right now?
Do you want to write and direct it, or do you want to just
Both.
do both? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I have
Both
both
or
that
either?
I'm writing, but if the right script was presented, I definitely think directing it. If I really felt the core message behind it, yeah, for sure.
Is it important for you as a director, because you mentioned having a relationship with some of these labels and studios and whatnot, but is it also important to have a good relationship with actors
Of course.
and actresses?
Yeah, same rules apply.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have any good relationships already with some big names out there, or any notable names that you've been working with?
I mean, yeah, I got
That you
some-
want to mention? I don't want to put you out there like that.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, man. And you have stuff already that you're working on with them?
Yeah, I got 2 feature-length scripts that I have floating around right now.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to say they're gonna get made though. You know
No,
what
of
I'm
course.
saying?
It's all
Yeah.
gotta get
I don't
green.
like sit there and like sugarcoat the
Of
shit. You know what I'm
course,
saying? Like,
of course. This is
it's
a
everyday
process
battle,
for
bro.
everything, man.
You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers think it's easy. Like, Pulp Fiction was was being shot for 9 years before it was made.
I've every time I ask this
Game of
question,
Thrones
it's
was in
like,
development for 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like my whole goal right now is to make this TV show I'm gonna make, and I know it ain't gonna be made till 5-6 years from now. But that's the preparation that should take.
That's real.
Yeah, it's just not a joke, dude.
That's how I feel about season 2, Dream Big.
You
Season
know,
post production.
Oh, back to my point. Yeah, the history. What you asked me was a bit sort of like, yo, watch a lot of videos, movies, and TV shows, and don't be afraid to explore the past, because the past can definitely influence the future. A lot of motherfuckers think like, oh, I don't need to know what these old motherfuckers did and shit like that. That's
it was
fucking
phenomenal.
stupid, because you can learn a lot from it. I mean, Orson Welles alone, right? Orson Welles said, I spend 95% of my time trying to find money to make movies, and the other 5% actually making them.
wow.
And that's
pretty
and,
deep.
and even in the music video game, it's the same shit. 95% of my time is just looking for something to shoot. The other 5% is actually shooting it.
Do you feel that's a good concept to live upon? Just 95% of that, just looking for that project, and 5% shooting. Would you not feel like I would feel like I'd want to invest more time just making a project? I don't care who I'm making a project for.
No, I
You know,
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very particular of what you want to work on and work with.
No, I feel like there's certain people. I want to work with like-minded individuals.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I don't just want to do shit just to do it.
Have you had a situation where you've had to work with some people? I don't need names, but have you had experience?
I'll drop names for you, G. I tell you what, when I knew the man was working, I knew the grind was real.
Right.
But then I saw him do something with Bolt, with the Olympic dude.
Usain Bolt?
With Usain Bolt. I said, damn, that's just dope, G.
Wait a minute, you
Dope,
worked
good
with
shit.
Usain Bolt?
Yeah, I was the second AD for Mark Romanek on his commercial.
You know what I mean? And then he
Mark
did.
Romanek was the
And then he
director.
did another one with one of my favorite actors, and I don't care if he's in
Kevin
allegations.
Spacey? Yeah.
Kevin Spacey when he did
Don't
that.
tell me,
I said,
don't
that's
tell me
just dope.
Usain Bolt was Kevin Spacey. I mean, no offense.
But it was dope when he did the commercial. That's just gangster. And then in the last video with DMX and Shorty, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
but that shit was gangster.
That baby, yeah.
But you've had complications working with some of these people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Artists are
DMX
crazy,
being
man.
a challenge, man. DMX.
I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, I am who I am, and I'm not this kiss ass kind of dude.
Of course.
I'm not gonna kiss
Yeah, he
your
learned
ass.
that
You
from
don't
us.
look like it.
He learned
I'm
that from
not-
us.
Out of all this whole time, I love that shit. Don't kiss nobody. Yes, man.
Nah, I mean, you get more respect from it. I mean, I've had situations with. I had a run in with a major rapper once.
Really?
Yeah, we bumped heads. He was late. I ain't like it, and you know, and he was pretty fucking famous. And,
Nah,
and I basically told him, you know,
Fuck off.
fuck off, dog. I don't give a fuck who you. Let's get in the chair and start rapping, dog. And then he was like, But his manager looked at me and was like, I respect you. I ended up working with him again. And we got cool, yeah.
Nah, yeah, they
Well, no, yeah. If you act like you're high,
I'm not gonna kiss his ass, dog. But then there's certain rappers where that shit would just go wrong.
No, it's gonna go wrong. But
You know what I'm saying?
you here to work. This is your job.
Yeah. And then I mean, I've had the other flip side to that shit is sometimes you get to a point where the budgets are getting big, and the artists that you used to work with, that's not can't afford you, but they just don't have the money for you to execute your creative vision.
right,
The way that to keep to a certain level of quality. I've worked really hard to get my shit to look the way it looks,
right.
and I'm not really trying. It's like what Jay-Z said. You think I came this far to say the same? Like,
Right. You're not here to keep working for free and picking up people's trash.
I mean, look, I do shit for the art of it, but like at the same token, it's like I'm not trying to sit here and fucking with you, bro. Like I got shit I really want to get done.
I can imagine, man. And you know what? I feel humbled already just knowing that and you being here. We've already been 2 hours. You know what? We're gonna wrap it up like this. We're gonna do this a little quick. And I know you're gonna kill me, but we had something here, and you know, I swear, if he didn't say 2 hours, I would have sat here another 2 hours picking your brain, and you would have hated us.
I'm not trying to piss this dude off.
Nah,
Yeah. He's pissed off without the shit.
He said John told me it was gonna be 30 minutes.
But listen, but we're gonna wrap it up like this. I'm gonna go into this tournament already. I know I talked to you a little bit about it before the show. We've been doing our tournament here of our version of a March Madness, but based on hip hop rappers. And we're now at the round of Sweet 16. And like you said, you have your experience in hip hop. Paul, you can join in this too, man. And I'm gonna enjoy picking your brain here on some of these names, but we're gonna use your help and help us vote some of these rappers.
All right.
It's like I said, a Sweet 16 round. We got an 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010s division. There's about 4 rappers remaining for each category. We're gonna pick, versus till we get to the Elite 8, if you will. I need an odd number. You look at me funny all the time. I need your help here to help me determine this odd number. We'll get through this quickly, right? Yeah, thumbs up. Excellent. So let's do this like this, and we'll go wrap it up again right before.
This whole time, man, I'm gonna tell you, fuck my head up. This whole time I've been on here, when you said that spirit going to his motherfucking head and walking, that's all I've been thinking about. I was like, man, I hope this guy can wreck this, man.
That shit looked so cool, man. It was splattered around the waist, man.
Oh, you talking about blood? Cool. Cause I just want to see it. I want to see it.
All right,
let's
get into it. All right, enough of the roast. So, to continue here with the Sweet 16, we're going to do it again like we did chronologically. We're going to start with this 80s round.
All right.
Okay. First challenge or the first matchup in the 80s round is LL Cool J versus Rakim. Okay. Now, I can tell you like this right now. I love Rakim, man. I think he's always had great tracks from Eric B. and Rakim and when he did to the 18th letter. But for me, it's still about, and I've been sticking with this guy since the start of this, LL Cool J. I love LL Cool J just because I've always identified more with his music, man. Eric B. and Rakim, I liked it, but there was always a record till far back as I can remember with LL Cool J. So my pick is LL Cool J. Garcia, what do you got? LL Cool J versus Rakim.
Well, I gotta go first.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well,
We can go last.
no, we would, but I'm afraid that if I get too far, I won't get to you. So I just want to start with you in this situation.
You probably should let him be the tiebreaker and let it go
I
like
would,
that.
But sometimes, should we?
Yeah, let him always. The guest should always be the tiebreaker.
About both rappers.
That and
I want to know what is
Yeah, what is this based on?
lyrics,
You know what?
Impact.
When everyone's
Is this
deciding,
based on?
Everybody picks them differently.
overall?
No, impact is obvious because you know who's gonna have the impact.
Right.
It's no joke.
Right.
Right. Come on, it's easy. But and then if you go skills, you can argue that either way.
Right.
LL Cool J's never lost a fucking battle.
No.
And if you go on some street shit, LL Cool J ain't no fucking punk. Don't let the licking lips fool you. That motherfucker will fuck you up. So he's from Queens.
so body of work is probably the best way to do
I
it.
would
Up-
say
up
like
onto
this,
the 80s.
With everybody that's
So you can
decided,
go past the 80s.
and I'm gonna explain this. Everyone has decided and used their own version of logic.
Yeah.
And how they determine. No emotional power.
Yeah,
level.
their power level is how I base them.
Depends the moment of the time. He has his reason.
Okay.
I have mine. So,
Alright, alright.
whatever helps you determine who you prefer, however you want to determine in your head, you don't have to explain the logic if you don't feel like it for every artist. But that's how you choose. Depends on how you want. It's just going around table and seeing how this all plays out.
I'm gonna go LL Cool J. I tell you why.
Okay.
And it's crazy as a hip hop purist to say it. It is what it is. Like,
Hey, man,
Paul looked at me
safe
like,
Hey, I know it's not my turn, but I'm going with the R.
yeah, no,
Okay,
listen.
no, that's fine.
When it comes to lyrical skills, I mean, there's no arguing about Kim as the guy.
Right.
Like, he started it all. Like, there's no Nas without. Fuck, I'm gonna have to change my answer.
Follow the.
Sometimes when you say it out loud, it goes backwards.
Yeah, but at the same token, when you go into just the longevity of the music, the impact he had on hip hop culture, the impact he had on hip hop fashion, the fact that he's never lost a battle, the fact that he basically destroyed Canibus' career.
Yes, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like
it did.
and the argument about LL Cool J is it's really a tough decision.
See, but I look at it like
But
this.
you're gonna go Rakim.
Nobody ever stepped to Ra,
Nobody
except
can.
for E EPMD.
I mean,
But Ra said, "I'm a fiend in the microphone. I'm the microphone fiend."
I agree, man, but out of me, you know, the way I see it is, man, this man has always had a presence everywhere.
Yes.
Rakim for a while just disappeared.
But you know you gotta.
No,
you
but
gotta
L
listen
didn't
to-
have a presence
That's why-
everywhere.
That's why the battle's almost unfair. The question's almost unfair because you're not telling me, yo, who's the better rapper?
Get a beer.
You're telling me who is the better artist, and of course I'm gonna go LL because he is. Now, hold on, let me finish why. Like Tupac, I will tell you right now, Tupac Shakur is the greatest rapper that ever lived, right? But he's not the greatest rapper to ever exist. At all, not even fucking close. But he's the greatest rapper to ever live because I will tell you this right now. If you go back in history and I told you you can sign Biggie or you can sign Tupac, you'll fucking sign Tupac as a businessman because Tupac's where the money's at. He can act, he can do poetry, he can write books, he raps more than just one topic. So you're gonna go Tupac is the better artist to sign. But Biggie's the better rapper. There's no question Biggie's the better rapper, but Tupac is the better artist. So you gotta give
use
me a
that
little
channel
more
again?
exact definition on where this battle goes.
I would say body of work. Body of work
I would
is
say
the
body
easiest
of
way
work.
to
Yeah,
compare it.
when it comes to just overall between artistry and just being a rapper, just who overall in
It's
general. You know what I mean?
Because
Okay.
he's just yeah, Rakim. Because there's too many rappers that have been born because of Rakim, and I don't think LL Cool J has inspired like a whole generation of rappers. Like there's no Illmatic coming out of Rakim.
I think
out of LL Cool J.
I'm glad you saved yourself.
Well, no, because I didn't understand the question. I went the business route. Like if you told me right now, you could choose LL Cool J or Rakim to sign at the same time, I'm gonna sign LL Cool J. He's a better looking guy.
No, what happened?
Yeah.
What
You know,
the way I
the
look at
ladies
it,
gonna
real
love him,
quick,
so I'm gonna go. Yeah, he's the better artist.
the way everything you said is real. But when LL stepped on the scene and he was 16 years old, he was a 16-year-old kid. He's from the streets, from Queens. He's fresh and raw compared to what Run DMC was doing, and Rush Management took him and made him it. Rakim came from Long Island, and he had a different vibe. So the way he rapped, the way he spoke, the way he dressed, the way he spit, it wasn't
It was
my DJ, I like it loud. It wasn't what
Oh,
LL was loud because that's how
you think LL Cool J
Rum
was
was.
fabricated?
No, but I'm saying like there was people that had a say in his image and what he did. Rakim's style developed a bit more
You
genuine.
met LL Cool J?
No,
No, I mean,
I don't think anybody influenced with that fucking tactic. He's a
no,
It's no
Rakim's-
fucking joke, dog. I know it was.
no, he's a goat in his own
He's a
right.
goat,
But
but Rakim's
at
style
16
was
to
rapping.
19, yeah, when he did I Made Love,
I need love.
I Need Love, that wasn't hip hop.
Yeah, but tell me, there's no Def Jam records without LL Cool J.
Right. There's
Facts.
Really no,
There's no
Right.
Def Jam records
Right.
without LL Cool J.
Right.
throughout the-
Right, but there's no
the
4th
80s.
Street and Broadway without Rakim, man.
Yeah, okay,
Isn't
cool.
that the difference?
What's
I know,
4th Street? Stop.
But really, at the end
I
of
just
the
had to
day,
go with it. Fuck
you know
it,
what?
but yeah.
This is more like a.
All right, LL1. Fuck it. Go to the 90s.
Hold on. Let them vote. Cause I'm also picking LL. I'm picking L.
It's 2-1.
I'm almost at a draw, dog. I'm
It's
almost at a
2-2.
draw. It's so weird of a
What are you
conversation.
doing?
Yeah, it's hard to do. This last time it was rough
Because
for
people
me.
want to obviously go. A lot of people want to.
So it's 3-2 Rakim. Where you at?
I'm gonna say Rakim.
Yeah, of course he is. I know
So it's
he's just sitting
4-2.
here.
Okay.
At this
I can walk
point-
the table and be like, I know what you're gonna pick.
So Rakim is the one that moves on.
Rakim beat LL.
Yes, sir.
But you know why?
Yes,
Because
sir.
LL Cool J, like, there's no Def Jam without
LL Cool J was influential.
There's no Illmatic without Rock.
Yeah, facts.
Rakim, man.
Don't worry about it. Listen, I'm gonna keep rattling your brains in here. Let's move on.
Let's move to the next one.
For the final matchup here in the 80s. Ice Cube versus Slick Rick.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Right, so we didn't need that one.
Ice Cube is top 5. Ice Cube's top 5 greatest.
Yeah, Ice Cube is a genius,
No,
bro.
and even that's in the 80s.
In the 80s.
See, Ice Cube was with NWA in the 80s. He wasn't Ice Cube until the 90s.
Ice Cube was Ice
Oh,
Cube
yes.
and Easy.
But yes,
Like,
but
Ice
yes.
Cube was Ice Cube and Easy E in the 80s.
Yes, yeah, and Andre.
Yeah, they be.
No,
But,
but for the
solo in the
80s, but for the 80s, Slick
No,
Rick
Ice
was
Cube, bro.
but we're trying not to do too much time traveling. We're minimizing the time traveling, so it's in the
Ice Cube
80s.
is one of very few rappers.
No, but
to
we're
have
looking
4
overall.
back-to-back classic
You
albums.
you
Name
categorize
4 rappers
in the
with
80s.
4 back-to-back
Yes.
wall-to-wall
You categorize
classics.
in the 80s. Slick Rick won.
No way. Slick Rick's body work doesn't even come near Ice Cube's body work.
In the 80s, Slick Rick won. Hell no.
In the world of preference, I think
But
you would
Slick
go
Rick
Ice
is the
Cube
best
over
at
Slick
Yes,
Rick.
storyteller,
yes.
and Ice Cube is a better storyteller.
Yes,
He's better.
Ice Cube's a way better storyteller.
and
than Slick
Slick Rick's
this is true.
best attribute.
That was a good matchup. All right, so who won? Cube won.
Cube won. Cube won.
Cube won. Next one.
Moving on for the Elite Eight, it's going to be Rakim versus Ice Cube. So let's
Rick.
move
Oh
on to
man,
the
I
90s.
still go Ice Cube.
But in the 90s,
Sorry.
we've
Yeah,
got
me too.
Tupac versus Lauryn Hill.
Tupac. No, you have no idea. I wasn't here. They let Lauryn Hill be the fucking Dark Phoenix, just killing everybody.
I'm not even trying to do that. Doesn't make sense.
Wait, Tupac
It doesn't.
against
You don't
Lauren
want to
for
hear
the
who they
90s?
let.
That makes no sense.
No, I don't even want to tell him, but I want to tell
doesn't
him
mean nothing,
who
dog.
they let Lauryn
You know
Hill
what? I
be.
tell you what, I put Lauryn Hill whole catalog up against Dear Mama, and Dear Mama won, dog.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yes, against Dear Mama.
No,
and
Lauryn
Keep Your Head
Hill
Up,
is
and that's
dope.
it.
Hold on, time out. First off, Lauryn Hill doesn't have a wall-to-wall hip-hop album. That's why your album doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, wait a minute.
Very good.
Let me go
Next.
backwards.
Yeah,
Now,
man,
this,
Tupac,
now,
man.
this,
Come on.
Tupac.
Man, Tupac, man.
Tupac.
Oh, God, don't do it.
We not arguing. This nigga had a crush on Lauryn Hill for real.
NoEmotion and I weren't here last week.
We wasn't here. They didn't have good judgment.
And Guru.
Wait.
Yeah, Lauryn. I wasn't here. He wasn't.
Who allowed that? That doesn't make any sense.
Lauryn Hill be Biggie?
And Guru.
Nah, I'm
They-
out there. Fuck.
no, hey, listen. So hang on a second.
Somehow they let that happen.
Hell
That
no.
makes no sense, bro.
It makes none.
Let me
Hold on, so
explain.
who was the last person Lauryn Hill beat? Bring Guru back in the conversation, bro.
Guru should have
Well, you know
never.
what? Listen,
Hey, man, listen, man, that lady, man, for me, the girl to win all the
This
way.
whole
I don't give a damn.
this shit is ludicrous.
Yeah, I know it is. Yo, so hey,
Not to me.
bro, your Lauryn Hill is done. She's gone.
Lauryn Hill's amazing, but she can't be.
No, she's amazing. Yo, they penciled her into the fucking
She's
tournament.
a great honorable
Let's take
mention.
her out, bro.
we're gonna do it again.
Tupac
I'm
wins.
gonna let Guru go up.
Tupac still.
No,
Hey, wait, you let people change on this?
people coming back from the dead.
Fuck you, fucking that. You let nobody change on this. Fuck that shit.
Nah, man, no.
That's what it is. Fuck that. Hey, fuck all that shit. We
Nah.
ain't nobody out.
No.
I'm voting for Lord again.
Hey, hey.
I'm with the girl, goddammit. I'm gonna be real. If it's a good night with
Hey.
goddamn money, you can come and tell me.
Hey,
I'm picking the
Lauren's
girl.
album was dope, but it ain't Biggie. It ain't beating Biggie, Guru, or Tupac.
Nah.
we know that.
All right, so hey, so Tupac.
First off, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest albums
There
ever
we go.
released cross
That's what we want to hear.
genre.
That's how we want to
All
hear.
right, and it would beat a lot of the rappers you just mentioned if they were in the same genre, but it's not a fair fucking genre.
No.
You can't put Do-Wop That Thing against fucking Tupacalypse Now.
No.
It makes no
We don't make
No, it
sense.
makes no sense.
We don't make the list.
Like, yo, the X Factor.
Bro, okay, so
The X Factor is supposed to battle Holla at Me. I mean, Holla at My Nigga.
Yeah,
There's no fucking sense.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this world? I'm walking out.
yeah.
Alright, next.
Next one.
We'll have
Next.
to go to the next one.
Let's go to the next one, yo.
UFC, it's like-
To the next one.
We know Tupac won.
Right.
Tupac won. To the next
So,
one.
Yeah,
Tupac wins off just GP, good principle.
Right.
But that was a ghost
Right,
round
but
for
we
him.
knew
It
that.
shouldn't
Yeah,
count.
yeah.
I told
Go.
you I know. Let that be. I got
But-
it.
Yeah.
Let's.
The fact that you let Lauryn Hill get into your 16 over Biggie Smalls is a fucking
Yeah,
atrocity.
this system, that's how I felt. I
It's an
felt,
atrocity,
I
my
said,
friend.
yo, there's something fucked up with this system. I felt bad for going to do a show. I was like, why was we not here? Because we had a show together. And I'm like, why the fuck?
The state, like West
You can't handle the truth, sir. All right.
Next topic.
So I'm gonna.
All right, to the next one, yo. To the next one.
Oh yeah, man. It's to be honest.
So the next matchup is Snoop Dogg.
Yes, good idea. Hey, you can pass that after you're done?
Nah.
I
What?
must say that.
Snoop Dogg versus Nas? Fuck, that's rough. God damn.
It's not that simple.
It's not simple. That's a hard one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Snoop or Nas. I'm gonna.
You know why I was bumping
My
Doggy
money's
Style
on
on the way
Nas.
over here?
I'm
God,
going
that was
Nas.
good. Doggy Style's a great album.
Yo, great. That shit changed my life.
Pump.
Yo, Doggy Style changed my life, but also,
What's your favorite record of Doggy Style? It's gotta be Pump.
yeah,
Nah, bitches and hoes.
bitches and hoes. Yes, bruh.
Lil Willie, just back up. Don't act up. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
But I was.
Man, lights going off, man. I'm ready to go home. Shit, man, I'm ready to go.
All right, so I'm going Nas. Who are you picking? Here?
You're- I gotta go Nas also.
Nas.
Fuck, man. I feel bad for Snoop, man.
Where you going there?
Hey, I say Nas is my favorite rapper against Jay-Z. But since we
lost the battle.
overall thinking, damn, I gotta say Snoop on this one, man.
Yo,
All right,
Snoop.
so Snoop is
I
still
gotta
in the
say
game.
Snoop on this one,
It's
man.
3-1 Snoop. Mateo, is Snoop still in the game or is it not?
He's gonna say Nas.
I'm gonna say Snoop. Illmatic is my favorite album.
I gotta say Snoop on this
Snoop
one,
got
man.
more songs I like than Nas.
Walter,
This
where we
is-
going? It's
N-
right now
yo, I agree with you, dog, but yo, Nas, man, like listening to
Yo, I love
Nas when it
Nas,
was.
but-
3-3.
Cause South Florida's never cold, but I remember feeling cold
Listen, again, you
listening to
know The
Nas.
whole situation between Snoop and
That was a
Nas.
tough one.
Y'all know y'all done fucked up though. If you asking me who gonna win, but at the same time, like I like Snoop and Nas, but fuck it, I'm gonna have to go with one mic, man.
One mic.
Yeah, man. Nah.
Wow.
Yo,
Nah.
yo, man.
I'm not mad
Yo.
at you. I'm not mad at you at all.
Boom.
Yeah,
That is phenomenal.
yeah, man.
I'm not mad at you at all. That's a
Yeah,
I'm
Nas's
happy- I'm happy
power
I lost.
level is greater, man.
Illmatic
So here's
made
what
me a better
remains for the
person,
90s.
and Doggy Style almost ruined my life.
No,
hold on.
Doggy Style
Illmatic-
introduced us.
Illmatic is the greatest album
Yes.
ever. You hear that album and you feel like you are taking a piss in the corner of a staircase in Queensbridge.
You feel like you're listening to an
Yeah,
amazing
but-
poet.
But if you listen
An
to
amazing
Doggy
poet.
Style, it look like you taking a piss in the back alley on Crenshaw
Yeah, this is true.
in Long Beach.
And you're having fun though, and you're drunk. Nas's shit, you're kind of listening, trying to learn and study.
All right, guys. So
Yeah.
keep order in here. So here's what remains in the 90s for the Elite Eight. It's going to be Tupac versus Nas. Okay. So in the 2000s, here's the two matchups here.
Can
In
I
the
get my
first,
opinion on that one first?
what do you think?
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, that's next week. That's next week.
I think, we don't want to get spoiled. But moving into the 2000s, here we go for the first matchup. It's Andre 3000
Against anybody who wins.
Yes.
versus DMX.
Andre 3000, that
DMX, my
sucks.
I love
shout out
Andre
to the big
3000.
guys.
So we got three over here. Andre 3000.
Andre.
He's my favorite rapper of all time, so there's no way like you're gonna influence me on that. Andre 3000
Andre
is the greatest.
3000
Yes, he is.
came out in '95
Yeah,
with Big
what are you
Boy.
doing?
Yeah, well,
DMX
he's in the 2000s here. So let's just say this is already a point
He's in
where
the
he's already
fucking
kind of
3000s,
a-
sir. Catch
Andre
up.
3000 is a great artist, but the dog, I'm with the dog all the way.
Yeah,
Bruh.
I'm with the dog all the way.
Listen to the art of storytelling.
I heard it.
Yes.
I heard it. Listen to
Bill
it.
Gates
Listen
don't go
to
Michael
Blood
Yes.
In, Blood Out.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Ah.
I don't know. DMX is one of the most slept on rappers ever.
Yeah.
But he ain't got nothing for Drake 3000.
No.
DMX has one fucking flow. He's nasty at it though.
No.
But Drake 3000 will hit you.
Andre 3000's power level is too high.
I'm with the
But
dog.
I'm going with the fucking dog, but Andre 2001 clearly.
What?
But I'm going with the dog.
He's going with the dog.
You didn't even vote. Did you vote?
I would have gone to that.
Yeah,
what'd you vote? 3
I
stars?
think I went to the DMX.
Yeah,
I'm
so it
with
would
the
have been at this situation 5-2 Andre 3000.
Yeah,
So
but
DMX.
DMX is a beast, man.
Yeah.
That's a dude.
Yo, X, we
Wait,
love you
Andre
though.
won?
Yeah,
Of course you won.
Yeah, he won. But I like DMX.
Have you heard of Outkast album?
Yeah, ever.
Have you ever heard of Outkast album?
Yeah.
No,
All right, so what's next?
The final matchup in the 2000s.
He made Walking Like a Talking dope.
Walk it like
Yes.
Or no, Walk It Out.
Walk it
He
out,
made Walk
yeah.
It Out a hit record. The fuck out of here. Walk It Out?
Yes,
Like,
this
he
is
made that
fact.
shit a lyrical fucking
Yeah, he did.
No,
Get
he
the fuck out of here.
Nah.
Fucking shit.
DMX is for the nobodies.
So cool.
I want to see where everyone's at with this one here for the final matchup in the 2000s. Eminem versus Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going Lil Wayne on this.
Damn.
I love
And I love
Eminem.
Lil Wayne, but
Lil Wayne is just phenomenal.
Yo, that's
Gotta
how.
go with the white boy. And by the way, I'm doing the white boy on purpose so you can fucking match up Drake 3000 and Eminem. which is the only fucking record I've never heard featured out. Which I was like, I would love to see Eminem, Two Stacks, and Eminem go at it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Fucking
I'm gonna say which I feel crazy for saying, bro, but I'm gonna say fucking Lil Wayne, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cause yo, Lil Wayne is very impressive.
Yo, he's crazy. He's
Bro,
psychotic.
I feel like Eminem gave me a lot of shock value.
Yeah.
But Lil Wayne, dog, he's deeper. He's deeper than what he's. Eminem is so fucking.
Eminem could win just off his last verse on Rap God against anything Lil Wayne.
I believe. I love rap.
You know what I'm saying?
No, the last verse on with the song with Nate Dogg when the roof comes off.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
That's sick. That's
The last
sick.
verse on
yo.
Collapse and the other fucking.
Eminem could win just
Lose
off.
It.
Eminem
Lose
could just
It.
win off his last battle
No,
in 8 Mile
Eminem,
against anything.
Eminem.
So it's 2-2 right now. Eminem and Lil Wayne. Where are we going, Walter? I know.
Who'd you pick? Oh, you don't know?
I like Lil Wayne.
I'm gonna hold him for the tiebreaker. Where you going? Eminem, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Mixtape Lil Wayne because of
Mixtape.
Oh my God.
and how it
Don't even
influenced
get
him.
me-
Yes.
Influence of him in hip hop.
The Marshall
Which is
Mathers
your
of
favorite?
people
Yes.
body any album
But-
anyone's ever done.
No, Eminem's
Wait, where's
mixtape.
Lethal Moves? It's all influenced by Lil Wayne.
Yo, what was the one called?
But you're influenced by Eminem.
Ceilings. No Ceilings is the
So are you.
sickest mixtape ever.
I'm influenced by him, yes, but when I listen to Eminem
You know why
and then
nobody
listen.
sounds like Eminem? Because you can't do it.
You can't do it. Only he can do it.
So right now it's 3-2. Lil Wayne's in the lead. Mr. Goodnight, where we at?
You know what, man? This is a hard ass pick, man.
Yep.
Lil Wayne versus Eminem, that's a hard ass pick. I like both of
I
them.
know who he's going with.
But fuck, man, like the
Everyone's
first,
so
the
fucked
first
up.
rap. I'm gonna have to be real. The first rap I ever listened to by myself, like actually listened to, and I liked it a lot. And I'm gonna choose Lil Wayne. I'm gonna choose. No, my bad. Lil Wayne was great, but I'm gonna choose Eminem.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
See, you can't take
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see this nigga picking the white guy at all. You just stepped out of the good night. What the fuck was that?
Here's one thing. The first time I ever heard Eminem,
He picked
said-
Eminem too?
Eminem won.
The first thing
Eminem won. He deserves to win.
Want to see what I did? Want to see me stick 90 nails straight through my eyelids? I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
That was Nation. That was his first real song because he had a whole bunch of shit before that.
Now look, I told Eminem, yeah, no, I'm I'm original nigga. That's why I say I'm original. I'm authentic like a motherfucker. Look at my hair. Now look,
I thought you meant because of the style. You mean
no,
your hair.
because it's nappy as fuck. Okay. So and I had to choose Eminem, man, because that's the first person. Like I know I'm from the hood, and people always thought, hey, choose Lil Wayne, but I chose Eminem because that's the first rapper I actually learned to listen to by myself. Like,
Nice.
I didn't choose him, man.
I
Nobody
think my
influenced
Eminem
me. Yeah,
is-
nobody. There was no influence.
In Ecuador, when I was spending my summers out there, the only two rappers you find were DMX and Eminem.
Listen, Eminem is a kind of rapper you buy just to hear what the fuck he's gonna say.
Yeah. And the technique. And the technique.
Wayne, though.
Not necessarily. There's some songs that Lil Wayne's got that I
Yo,
just
those
wanna ride out
mixtapes,
to.
I used to get up for them bitches.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah.
they're deciphering every word he's saying.
Yeah, but
I'm
Eminem.
just going, what the fuck did he just say?
We don't know.
But Walter, what did you say?
He said Eminem.
Eminem?
Have you heard
Wow,
Butterfly?
man, I think
Is
that's
a
enough
butterfly
said in
with
my mind.
or no caterpillar?
Nah.
With
Nah,
fucking-
it's not.
Nah, I'll take this win because Snoop
oh
lost
God.
and because Lauryn Hill won.
So here's what remains for the
Was
2000s.
Royce the 5'9" never even in this?
No.
No,
Who?
no. There's a lot of regrets. Only 16 rappers.
Royce the 5'9"?
Yeah.
never been in
Nori wasn't in it either. I seen.
I picked Nori. Cause Nori.
MF Doom wasn't in it.
Black
Yeah.
Thought or MF2 wasn't in
Yeah,
it?
cause guess what?
And you have Lord Hill in your top 16. That's fucking
Bro, when I came here, I was like, why is Nori not here? Cause Nori was my biggest inspiration because his ad libs he created. To me, in my life, the fucking ad lib, bruh. Like he was in the background. Yo, he was in the background. Fucking when I was a kid and I would be listening to that shit, bruh, I was like, yo, the ad libs is the funnest part. And then when I would go to the studio, I would try to imitate putting that energy behind the shit because I love Nori that much.
I've met a lot of rappers in my day. I know Nori very well. So does everybody in our group.
Yeah.
This is the realest dude on earth, though. Like on
No,
it.
I've seen it,
like,
man. I've
like
seen
if you
it.
think it's a joke on the lyrics, like that motherfucker is what he.
Yo, I used to get high with my homeboy. We used to ride on Saturdays, man. Fog up the car and listen to Notorious Cry and Pray. Sometimes I used to cry and pray. Sometimes, yo, that shit had me fucked up.
Nah, but my shit was fucking War Report. That was what.
Nori's song to me, his best song ever will be Body. Blood Money.
Blood Money, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So who won? Alright, so yeah, so let's move
Eminem
on to
would,
the
next one.
2010s. This is the last one here. I think this is complicated. Mac Miller versus J. Cole.
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah, I'd say
Go to the next one. Hurry.
R.I.P. Mac Miller, but J. Cole moves
We
on.
had to say it. J. Cole.
Yeah.
The final
Y'all losing
matchup
the
for the
faces, though.
2010s
That was
is
crazy.
Kendrick Lamar
Kendrick Lamar.
versus Wiz Khalifa.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, that's a
That's
landslide win. That's a landslide win.
Can I make one quick statement real quick?
Love
before-
to-
and everybody's gonna shit
Shout
on
out
me
to
when I say
Wiz.
this?
Yeah, we're gonna shit.
Everybody's gonna shit on me. Shit on me, Phil.
I don't want to.
We get shitted on.
Please do. Ready? You ready for what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
Ready? And remember when you shit on me.
I'm about to shit on you.
And remember in 10 years when I say this, that you shit on me, because in 10 years you're gonna change your opinion. Ready?
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar's the greatest rapper of all time.
Wow.
Oh, I don't shit.
Oh,
I
no,
believe
knew
that.
I knew that when I heard
Oh,
Afro
hey,
Back.
okay.
I believe
Why would
that.
you say that? We're not sitting here, you
He's the
man.
greatest rapper of all time. He's already done things that no other rapper's ever done, and nobody's been calculating it. All you old motherfuckers that are listening to me can suck my dick. Because a lot of people are like, oh my god, over Nas, over Biggie, over Tupac. Fuck
Classic
that.
album after classic
Oh
album.
man, I know
Four
you're in the hip hop
classic
game.
albums
You told
back
somebody
to
suck
back.
your
The
dick.
only person that's ever done it.
Hey, you
Yeah,
not
Ice
scared?
Cube.
I'm scared now.
This is true.
Yeah.
This guy just said suck somebody's dick. I'm
And
like,
his untitled
wait.
tracks that he unreleased are better than anything else. out
His
there.
Untitled album, the Untitled Unreleased shit,
Yeah.
is better than half the shit. That's 5 albums, I'm not even including it. 4 albums back to back, wall to wall, no whack records. Bodies every feature he's on. He's the greatest rapper of all
Different
time.
sound on each
Everybody
one,
goes, "Chill, it's too early." No, it's not too early, B. He's done 4 albums already. It's not too early. You can just fucking say it, acknowledge it. It is what it is because the kid is what, 24, 25, whatever he is. Imagine that dude when he's Dre 3000's age. If he's this good now,
Yeah.
imagine what he's gonna be like in 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
He's the greatest rapper of all time.
Future.
Anybody could go and kiss my ass that doesn't agree with me because in 10 years
There we
you
go.
will
That
look
sounds
back
good.
on it. And
I disagree.
You disagree?
yeah, he is.
But do you think he could become the greatest rapper of all time? It's like LeBron.
Anybody
used to be.
could.
He needs more
but
rings.
he has
A better
such
body
an
of
impact.
He has a better body of work.
He has such an impact in a small amount of time.
Name a
compared-
rapper
compared
right
to-
now.
Okay.
Name a rapper right now, aside from Ice Cube, with 4 back-to-back albums that are flat-out classics and no bad records. I know it's a subjective point, but it's a real point. Name a rapper right now in history that can say they have that. Go, I'll wait.
What did Tupac?
Okay, so
Wait,
I
wait,
went down. I went.
Jay-Z.
Hey, this is the real shit. I went down a rabbit hole, right, of watching people's stories that they came from the future, right? That they time travel, right, somehow, right? And some motherfucker was like, "Yo, in the future,
I got two.
Lil Pump is the biggest rapper alive, fucking 20 years from now."
Jay-Z
Jay-Z does not have 4 back-to-back.
and Ludacris.
Jay-Z does not have 4 back-to-back.
Luda goes
Luda does
shit.
not have 4 back-to-back classes albums on a wax song. He does not have it.
What about
Sorry, he does not have a back-to-back. Every single song is fucking a classic.
Okay, but
He doesn't have 4 Illmatics.
and Kendrick does.
Hell, fuck yeah! Listen to every Kendrick
Kendrick
album.
does. But
Well, wait,
Outkast.
wait, come on.
Outkast
Four
is the
Illmatic.
only-
Reasonable Doubt,
Kendrick Lamar.
Blueprint,
Go ahead.
the Black Album.
You think the Blueprint is perfect?
No.
Blueprint might be perfect.
Yeah.
American Gangster is perfect, but it's not the one that's gonna get the credit. for it.
Hey, Blueprint just got inducted in
I don't give a fuck.
in some shit.
They didn't get inducted into
Yeah,
the fucking
to the-
streets. I'm just saying.
The Life and Time of Sean Carter, Volume 1.
Yeah.
Volume 1.
No,
Yeah.
that shit's got fillers.
That shit's got super fillers. on it.
Wait, volume 1?
It's maybe Outkast, Tribe Called Quest, and Kendrick.
Outkast.
Kendrick is one
I'm
person.
talking about solo rapper.
Yeah, so Kendrick.
Redman.
Redman does not have 4 back-to-back classic albums. Paul, shut up. I know he's the fucking dopest guy ever. I get it.
Still say he should still be in this.
He just went gold on each one. He didn't get the same love. But
He doesn't.
all right.
Yo, every Redman. and I love
Kendrick
Redman,
came through
he's
Dr.
super-
Dr. Dre's camp.
Kendrick?
Yeah,
No, he didn't.
he did.
You don't know
Yeah,
that
he
Kendrick
was
Lamar.
with Bishop Lamont.
Yeah, he came through Dr. Dre's camp, but then we went on his own. Yes, Kendrick is beyond dope.
He is the
I
greatest.
agree with it. He's not the best.
He's the best rapper of all
In
time.
10 years, I'm gonna remind you.
I'm gonna remind you of 10 years.
I'm gonna call Theo and be like, "Yo, this nigga lied, dog."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker be a
You know,
loud
you
motherfucker.
know what's the problem I'm having with Paul, that I have with most people, is that Paul's over 40, and refuses to acknowledge that a person in this generation could better.
No,
Master P.
that is
Master
absolutely
P had
incorrect.
4 albums, man. That guy sold every
Back-to-back Illmatic albums.
No, wow.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
back-to-back Illmatic.
different sound. Kendrick got a jazz album, a trap album, and 2 hip hop albums that all sound different.
You think if
And-
he dropped 2 more albums, he'd be in that conversation?
I think he's in the conversation now. You guys don't realize it yet.
Hey, you know what? I don't even.
I really do.
Hey,
Kendrick Lamar's in the conversation now. You know what?
I know one.
He's it.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't
He's
really
the GOAT,
shit.
dog. He's the
I
GOAT.
only know
He's the
one
GOAT.
Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar. Shit, Money Tree. That's the only guy I listen to.
Listen to a Kendrick Lamar
Yeah,
album,
Money
Wall
Tree.
Wall.
Yeah,
Pick it.
I love that track.
Yo, if you listen to Section 80, Section
I ain't
80 is the
really big on that.
That's my
nasty.
favorite one.
It is the nastiest underground album that was like not major, just coming out. And you hear it, and you're going, holy
Yeah, that's the only thing I like.
fucking
I ain't gonna lie.
shit. His cadence, his flow, he can flip left or he's like Nas and Andre 3000 had a fucking baby over a Dr. Dre beat, and that's what it sounds like. It's fucking crazy. Listen to No Parties in LA. Why? No offense, Kanye. I
Oh,
love
that
you.
song is sick as fuck.
Listen to No Parties in LA. Why Kanye West had the audacity to try to follow him was beyond me.
It was like Puffy and Biggie.
Yeah, like what are you doing, dog? Like, stop yourself right now.
All right.
Man,
Time to
you
go.
know what?
Hey,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
Let
Time
me
to go.
On his last album, Damn, the song about his dad when it goes backwards in time. You heard the one that goes backwards? He
Yeah.
tells the whole story backwards, which Nas has done.
And you can listen to
Pretty
the
dope,
whole
pretty
album
dope,
back.
pretty
You
dope.
can listen to
Sounds
the whole
dope.
album backwards, and then you get the damn blue cover or the red cover. You're like, oh my god, the album is bonkers, bro. Yo, To Pimp a Butterfly, which is his most criticized album, is the greatest album, the greatest sophomore, which is actually a third album, but it's the greatest sophomore release because if you think about it, the first album was really Section 80.
Right.
But we're gonna go with Good Kid, Mad City as his first official album.
I'm gonna start listening
Right,
to it.
and to people butterfly,
Nah,
is the
I'm gonna
first
start
kind
listening.
of music.
But think about
Thank
where
you.
he
That's it.
won that Nas may have failed. Okay? Nas drops Illmatic, right? He becomes the most conscious yet street rapper ever. Then people were like, what is this? And then his second album, he completely goes commercial. Where Kendrick drops a very street album in Good Kid, Mad City that's fucking disgusting. And To Pimp a Butterfly, he goes and makes a fucking political statement on black culture.
And on top of that, it's an art
It's
album.
like, holy fuck. This
Sounds
guy's
good.
He's
Yeah.
the largest rapper in the world, and he goes, I'm gonna go even more deep, and I'm gonna use my platform to educate black culture in the hood on everything that's going on in the hood.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out, man.
And I guess that's the
And
only
on
guy
the
I've ever
musician
seen go
tip,
conscious and
flip
yet
it completely
still
song.
keep
What do you say about George? The line he has about George Zimmerman, he goes, how could I be how can I be mad that George Zimmerman is free in the streets when I got black motherfuckers killing people blacker than me? You're like, yo, bro, this guy's fucking incredible, dog. Kendrick Lamar's incredible. Like, he's fucking nasty. If you ever read his lyrics, bro, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Oh, and his rhyme scheme, his whole flow.
Holy shit, his delivery is
Press
just
control.
Hey, bro.
Hey,
The lights going on.
I think Garcia likes
I seen him dimming.
Lamar.
You know why I like Kendrick Lamar? Because he gives me hope for the future of hip hop. Because it's like, oh, okay, in a whole era of people trying to ride this cadence and doing 2-verse records, this guy doesn't give a flying fuck. And he's just, bro, his unreleased, untitled album, which is nothing that's ever been heard, unmixed, unmastered, he just threw it out there. It will body 90% of the work out right now.
We're gonna find out with this tournament. You know what? Let me go ahead and call this out, man. My man was such an advocate right there. I could have let him catch.
Because I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get knocked out in the next week.
No, let me tell you what's left.
Who is?
And
Kendrick?
Will determine.
I don't
here's
think
what's
so.
left
I
of
hope
the
not.
Elite Eight. It's Rakim, Ice Cube,
Ice Cube wins
Tupac,
that.
Nas,
Tupac
Andre, Andre 3000,
I
Eminem,
don't know about that.
J. Cool, Kendrick Lamar. That's
Kendrick
for
wins.
next
Kendrick
week's
wins that.
episode. That's gonna be a little bit
Okay,
crazy
who?
in here. We might even have a live crowd for that
I'm
one.
picking Tupac.
Garcia, man, I don't know if just even the words "thank you" cover you coming through here, man.
Oh, no,
This has
thank you,
been
man.
awesome.
Thank you guys. I
Like,
appreciate it, bro. Honestly.
Man, I feel like we left so many questions on the table that we could have kept asking you, man. You are definitely welcome whenever you can fit us in your schedule here, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
To come
No,
back.
well, I'm sorry I didn't come last time. It was just crazy.
It's all good, man. I think I've had more cancellations. I've had worse cancellations when like we're all walking in here and I've had cancellations. It don't matter, man. But you were great, man. And for the level of work you put out here and as busy as you are, man, I really
And
like,
he definitely made history, man. We got 3 hours on the show.
yeah, you might have set the record with us today, man. But it was just we could
what?
have like really
3
shattered it.
hours of talking.
No, we might have gone over 2.5. What do we do, Walter?
Walter wants to kill me.
Shit.
3 hours.
Yeah.
But it was good. It wasn't an interview. It was a conversation.
It was a conversation.
Right, it's a conversation. That's what we.
That's what we
And you
want.
know
That's what we want here, not a fucking interview.
Walter just kept looking at me. And I was like,
That's right. That's just how he does shit.
Somebody got to be serious on the set.
We 40,
Yeah.
man. It's past
We
my
always-
bedtime.
past
we
my
need a sour-
time.
we need a
Y'all
sour-
get sleepy quick, man.
But you know what? Really quick,
I'm trying to go
man.
watch this Flat Earther documentary right now on Netflix. I'm like,
What? I already watched it.
The Behind the Curtain?
Yeah, I watched it
Are you
already.
a Flat Earther?
Yeah.
Yo, no
You are?
spoilers.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah, man.
Get off the mic, but we got to talk. We need help. We need Jesus, bro.
What do you want to plug here, man?
CrazyHood.com first and foremost, always. Shout out to my squad. Miami, Florida, for just giving me the grit to push forward always, because the city's super. They used to say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. If you can make it in Miami, you can make it anywhere. And I haven't made it out of Miami yet, nor do I want to.
Damn right.
I just shout out to Weird Thoughts for letting me knock on his door a year before I joined Crazy Hood and not beating the shit out of me.
I'm in charge of that shit.
Shout out to y'all, man. I had a really good time. I've done a podcast.
Man,
This is a fun one, like for real.
Thank you.
Shout out to NoEmotion Mask, man. I've seen
Yeah.
this dude for so many years.
Yo, man.
And honestly, the highlight of my night so far has been seeing him without a mask.
What?
And so, you know what I'm saying? I always wondered. And there was times where I'm like, yeah, I'm really drunk. I'm just going to ask him to take it off, but he wouldn't take it off. So I didn't ask him, but I thought about it. And I put
Well,
some
you wear
So-
you wear this everywhere?
Yeah,
You've never
that's
seen this mask?
I don't know if I've ever seen the
man.
man.
dog. I'm a god out here, bruh.
You have not been out.
And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, obviously my Instagram, if you don't mind me.
No, man, that's what we want here.
Is Garcia's World. It's GARCIAS World. So the spic phonetic name of Garcia's World. And my website is garciasvision.com if you want to check out my work there. And shout out to everybody that's ever given me a shot and appreciated me, and I'm just happy to be here, bro. Honestly, I'm glad I'm above ground. I'm glad around like-minded individuals, and I hope everybody's having a blessed evening whenever they hear this and shit.
Hell yeah, man. We fucking appreciate you coming through, man. For real, dog.
Yo, she listens to all this too. Shout outs to you.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys, yo.
If you hate your job and we got to do that shit, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You want it real quick, man?
I mean,
Do all the plugs
I
you
feel
want.
like even y'all don't have to invite me no more, and I just fucking show up,
You
man.
show whatever you want.
Hell yeah.
Paul walk in and say, yeah, he's here.
Big couch.
That's what it
Nah,
is.
I tell you why though, because that's really the way I move. Like a lot of people didn't like Garcia when he first came with us.
People don't like me now.
And
I like me less.
Hey, and I didn't. That wasn't a shot. It was more like a lot of people don't like me either because
I
for
still don't
whatever
like him now
reason.
either.
You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
But-
That's how we all feel about each other in here, by the way.
But if you support my brother, why I gotta show y'all love. Y'all show me love. I gotta show y'all love. Y'all show EFN love. I'm gonna show y'all love because it's just mutual. That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? If you love this dude, I'm gonna show you love because you love my brother. If you don't like my brother, I don't like you either. You don't gotta know me. I don't like you or I like you. But anyway, I respect that y'all show my brother love, and I'm here to show love back.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
I'm Drink Chan Sports. Holla at your boy. Get on Instagram, follow me. Drink Chan Sports.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Check out his podcast, man. He's got a bunch of athletes on there. He covers sports wall to wall for you guys. Make sure you check him out on his show. And thank you to the fellas for coming through. Any of you want to plug anything last second real quick?
I just want to plug Penis and Vagina Records.
Word.
We go hard, we keep it tight. We go hard, we keep it tight. Make sure you check out my podcast every day of the week, the Don't Ask Podcast, live at 5. Check out my artist, Twisted Foreskin. Check out my artist, Shaggy Balls. Check out my artist, Simpy. You know what I'm saying? Check out my country singer, fucking Billy Cosby. Shout out my R&B singer, JJ Tonzel. Twisted Foreskin's locked up right now, but we gonna get him out. Free Twisted Foreskin. Yo, man, look at my mask. It's golden. Don't ask who am I. NoEmotion. Yeah.
Hey yo, look out for the
How do you
new
follow that?
Pica Rico shit. We changing the game. They don't even know it. I'm a young Don Francisco in the flesh.
All right.
Yo, when are you performing again? I want to go to your show.
Yo, he's funny as fuck, man.
Now I perform on Mondays at the Red Bar. Y'all can go to that too.
Just stand up?
Yeah,
Yeah, Red Bar, where's that?
Red Barn Brickle.
Oh, where?
That's another.
You ain't gone to the Miami Improv?
Yeah, I did
in
it
Doral?
last week.
Yo, get my number. Next time, I live right by this. Next time you give me my number, I'll go out and support.
Cool, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and just like that, man, we're gonna wrap it up again. Thank you to you, Garcia, for coming through. Thank you
It's all
to
gravy.
Paul, Dream Big Hip Hop Sports, and Garcia's World.
Can you get
Man.
another
Check
plug?
that out, people. Him, just the fact that we're gonna unplug the lights. That's all he's gonna plug.
Fair enough.
Thank you to the crew for being here again, and for you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys learned a lot here with my man Garcia. He'll be back one of these days again. We definitely
Absolutely.
be back, man.
No doubt.
And you can check out this episode and many others on the everymanpodcastshow.com website, and follow us on social media as well. And on any other of those listening platforms, you can find our episodes. This was episode 60 of the Everyman Show. I hope Walter's got the sound cued, ready to shut us down. Is
Can I
that
say
what
one
we're
last
doing?
shout out?
Of course.
Shout out to every podcast that tries to make me wear headphones that I don't. I'm not wearing headphones unless they endorse me. Understand that. I don't get endorsed by any headphones. So that's why I don't wear them. And plus, I'm sitting 4 feet from all y'all motherfuckers. So
Yes.
Hey, listen, to be honest, you just would have been endorsed in the flea market there. So,
Word.
thank you to all of you guys.
Bring back your safety.